Welcome back to 1010's podcast with Michael and Adam and Robbie. And what is up, gentlemen? Is this episode 90?
It is.
Yes.
It's a large number.
It is. Like, remember when we had like Decasode and Dudecasode?
Yeah, we
and
thought that
stuff
was
like-
so cool. And Robbie
What
was
is
angry.
90?
Robbie was
What would
so
90
angry.
be?
I don't know.
I don't even
It
know
really
how to
doesn't
search
matter.
this.
It's
Robbie doesn't
90.
want you to look it up.
What a waste! What a waste!
I can
of
already
time.
see
We're
him getting
almost to the
tense.
hectasode, though, which is one of the milestones I wanted to reach when we talked about that.
That's 100 is hectasode.
That's what I'm calling it.
Is that correct, Engineer
I'm
Robbie?
assuming it's not.
Hecta is 100, is it not?
I don't know. That's why I'm looking at the engineer.
Yeah, so now you have to look it up to prove me wrong.
God damn it.
I can
We'll look it up in the 100th episode. 10 episodes
there you
from
go.
now.
All right,
Tune back in.
Someone will tell us before then.
It's fine. It's whatever.
I don't care.
But that's a lot of like free entertainment that people should be like super pumped about getting for free.
That is
is
a
what I'm
crap
saying.
ton of our time.
I was going to say,
I'm just saying.
there's a lot of hard time sitting here.
No,
There's like 100 hours of free content just sitting there on the
no.
internet.
That's damn near 200 hours of free content.
Sorry,
Robbie-
two. I meant two.
Plus-
Sorry,
plus all
200
the
hours.
editing time.
It's
That's-
almost
let's
200
not-
hours.
It's a lot of time.
Not to be a hater, but we're kind of sounding like Matt Farah right now. Remember when we were all pissy about Matt Farah? Hey, Matt Farah, shut up because you get to drive Ferraris and stuff.
We don't
Now,
get to drive.
I'm not
Ferraris.
driving
I-
Ferraris.
I know,
I can
but-
tell you that much.
There are benefits. Let's be real.
That's
I got
not
my
awesome.
email from the Chicago Auto Show saying, "Hey, why don't you come back? Like, you don't have to do the thing, and
Just come back.
You're just automatically invited. Just come back." I was like, "Oh, okay." So
That sounds awesome.
Great. I'd love to. We can do our fancy man.
You're not
weekend.
assuming that everybody gets that?
I assume that they do, but we got through the gate at least the first time, and so they're like, "Yeah, you guys are media, cool."
We haven't paid for 2 consecutive Good Guys events.
True, and I've had nice conversations with the Good Guys people 2 times in a row about life
And,
in general. I don't know.
Grid Life things. We get somewhat special, accommodations at Grid Life events. I suppose there's some benefits.
Yeah, actually, Jabay deserves a thank you among other thank yous, but he got Thomas in because remember he had that ticket that said he was media
Yeah,
for the year.
yeah. They revoked that
Well,
after Midwest.
maybe it got that may have been what happened, or that ticket was just misleading. It doesn't matter because Grid Life doesn't make those tickets. Somebody else does.
Yeah, that ticket
Right.
specifically said.
I thought it said all year.
It specifically said media for the whole thing.
It didn't work.
No, that's too bad.
They scanned it and he did not get in. So,
Oh,
but
shit.
Mr. Bay,
Took care of
the
it.
Bay, bailed him out. So we are very appreciative of that.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Talked to him today even
Nice.
about his crazy race car thing.
Did you see? He
Frazier?
has, did you see that he has a device that removes metal? Like you
Yeah.
can cut out circles in metal and stuff like that.
jeez.
And so he was going like ape shit crazy inside the car,
Saving weight?
just cutting this out, cutting this out, cut this out, cut this out.
He's just casually having email conversations with Steve Millen. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know who that is.
Reese Millen's uncle. You guys don't
Do
even
you know
know
who
who
that
Reese
is, Robbie?
Millen is?
Yes.
Who is it?
Are you fucking? You don't know who?
No,
Reese
I'm sitting here
Millen
going,
is?
I don't know who this is because yeah, I do know.
Which guy? Reese
Neither
Millen?
one of them.
Oh
I don't know
my
who these
gosh.
people are.
Reese Millen. I don't know. He has to. I think he won at least 2 FD championships early on,
Okay.
and he was the one who did all the stunt driving for Tokyo Drift. He at one point in time held the Pikes Peak.
There it is. That's
Hill climb record.
Okay.
He's been, fastest of multiple times. The Millens are famous for their rally and hill climb running. That crazy Toyota Tacoma looking thing that isn't really a Toyota Tacoma but a race truck for Pikes Peak. That was driven by his dad. Have you ever heard of the Leadfoot Festival?
No.
It's a hill climb event in Australia that's literally done on Rod Millen's driveway, but it's like a mile and a half long. That's a big, like Goodwood-esque.
Oh, on a pavement? His pavement driveway?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like a Goodwood-esque hill climb,
But it's in Australia, mate.
but it's done in it might be New Zealand.
You
I
got
don't
kangaroos and
remember.
koalas on
in that
in the coming across
corner
the
of
driveway.
the world that toilets
The
go
one
the
where
wrong
you're upside
way
down.
and
No, I
shit.
get it.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
is it a hill climb then if it's upside down?
It might be a hill fall at
Hill
that
fall?
point. I'm not sure.
I don't know how that
guess.
works exactly. I've never been to Australia. We could ask James though; he would know.
he can tell you.
He could tell you for sure. What's it like adjusting to being right set up? Got a lot of blood.
It's a
in your
whole
feet,
new
probably.
perspective.
It is. It probably looks a lot different.
It's It's proof that the Earth isn't flat, though.
Oh, you know what though? If you get there and everything's right side up,
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Maybe it is.
maybe the upside down theory is just a bunch of NASA and it's just the
Government
government, bro.
shills.
It's the government shills, the NASA shills, trying to convince us that the Earth is it's round for us up here that don't know.
I'm surprised you never even heard of Reese, at least, because he was the one who drove that GTO a few years ago in FD. He did a Solstice in
Oh,
FD.
I do know the Solstice. Yes, I do know the Solstice.
He was quite. I think he won at least 2
I
championships.
think there was. Yeah, I think he did
early
win a
on.
championship in the
like Tokyo
Solstice.
Drift era, like that. Years.
Yeah.
It's probably been
Handful of years.
almost 10 years ago now.
I'll freely admit, like more than 2 years ago, I don't know jack shit about FD.
Right.
All I know is Tony Angelo was in it at some point. That's literally all I know.
I remember when I was in high school still, it showed up on, I think, Speed, and there was a dude just killing everybody in a big block El Camino because he could drift these corners like stupid slow and no one could tandem with him. No one could follow because
So you
they're
would
all
take
in these,
both rounds?
they're all in these like high strung, like turbocharged 4-cylinders.
SR20s.
And he's like, because that was back when 400 or 500 horsepower was crazy power. And he's like drifting around these corners at like stupid slow speeds and holding, because he's got torque for days and it
At
doesn't matter.
4,500 RPM.
And people were like spinning out or losing their drift or like having to back way off so they could maintain momentum through the corner. And he was just killing everybody when they had to follow him. It was hilarious in an El Camino.
But old drift videos are probably a lot of that's probably pretty funny.
Yeah. I just remember that specifically. So
It's changed a lot even in 2 years. I mean, even 2 years ago, those guys had more like Formula Pro 2 level of power, 700 horsepower.
yeah, which
Shit
is
ramped up crazy
still.
hard, yeah.
600 or 700 is still crazy.
I couldn't imagine just driving around in a 600 or 700 horsepower car, let alone throwing
Ringing it out.
Yeah, ringing it out and
sideways.
throwing it. Yep.
The internet's really ruined horsepower fast car thing.
Well, look at the Unicorn version 2. It's like 1,400 horsepower.
1400 horse.
I can't even comprehend how many horsepower that
but then
is.
you like
Isn't even run. It's running meth, ain't it?
methanol,
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
You show up at like a Texas Speed Syndicate event or a half mile,
Yeah.
or like a roll racing event. If you don't have 1500 horsepower,
Don't bother.
don't even bother showing up. And if you're not making north of 2000, you won't win.
Yeah, Texas 2K, they're like, oh, you got 700 horsepower, you might as well go home, kid.
Don't
I
even
know why
bother.
you're here.
What are you
You
doing
can't
with
even
that
you
OEM
can't even
power?
chase cars with cameras with 700 horsepower.
That's yeah. What are you doing with that OEM car? That's true.
Did you
That's
just
the
buy this?
craziest world we live in right now.
It is true.
707. Psh, what did you get that on the showroom?
People don't live.
Loser.
People don't live in that world though. So it's hard. It's hard.
Some
to
people
comprehend.
do. I mean, we don't.
Like 1% of people
Well, that's
that
the
like
thing,
cars.
because like a 350, 400 horsepower car, that's fast.
It is fast,
I don't care
right?
what anybody
Yeah.
says. Those are fast cars. It's just that you get that perception is ruined by spending time on YouTube.
Yes, it is. Yet nobody, if anybody ever thinks that they could drive either version of the Unicorn, they are mistaken. It would scare the living shit out of you.
I was
Yeah,
watching
Just to drive it in a straight line, it would be terrifying.
or the Koenigsegg. Was it the Rigera?
Either one of them, Elgara,
the one-
Rigera.
the one-
Anything that Koenigsegg's ever made,
The one that went 0 to 400 to 0.
the Agera.
Agera.
in the new record holder.
Yeah, the new. That's. I can't even fathom.
Your face
You
would
can't
come off.
comprehend it.
Your face would
It's
come
so
off.
fast.
Obviously, that's not.
Think about the
Mile per
slowing
hour,
down. The going faster part, the accelerating part would be terrifying. The slowing down part would be painful.
What I think is
Like I
funny
can't
is
breathe.
Bugatti did it on a racetrack, and they did it on like a World War II runway. You know, it's bumpy and rough and shitty, and they're just flat. It's crazy.
That's why I love Koenigsegg, because he came out with his car around the same time as the first Bugatti, the Veyron.
The Veyron.
And it's like, it was so much. I mean, it wasn't top speed faster, but every other aspect of it was faster.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, oh, he's got like a modified Mustang motor with 2 turbos on it and, you know, a normal radiator.
I don't even know that not top speed faster is necessarily true. They haven't gotten it there.
That might be fair.
But like Bugatti has like that, whatever that test track is, and it's like the longest.
oh, that 5 mile.
Yeah, it's like the
Oval
longest
thing.
straightaway in the world. but they own it. Volkswagen Group owns it. So you think they're going to let Koenigsegg on there to make a run at their record? No.
Nope.
And like Hennessy, they had to like rent that from like NASA when they did that with the Venom.
When they
The
did
Venom
their top speed
GT.
run.
And I think they were only given enough time to go in one direction, so Guinness doesn't count
Doesn't
it or
count it.
some shit like that.
Ooh.
Or they had to go back and do it again because NASA kicked them off. There was something like that, but like Bugatti could go back and do it over and over and over. Like they can wait for perfect conditions. They can do whatever the hell they want because they own it. So that record's kind of
Well, I just think it's like you're trying to engineer your way out of the fact that it weighs 9,000 pounds. You know what I mean? Whereas Koenigsegg's like, yeah, our whole car's carbon fiber and it weighs 2,800 pounds, and so we have like a normal engine and a normal radiator and some fans, and it's like that's just the difference between a giant corporation and a guy that's a genius is that he just goes, "You're making this way too complicated."
that first like run of cars. Those were essentially twin turbo Mustang engines, weren't they?
I'm pretty sure that they
Like
were
a
just
mod motor,
modified,
basically?
modified. They would be
mod motor.
coyotes, but
I think they were the gen before the Coyote.
Yep.
The mod, they call it.
and then I think he started making his own
Modular.
block and heads.
Right. Now it's all their own. They
Right.
are printing turbos and
Yeah.
crazy shit like that now.
Powder bed fusion.
Fucking madman.
Crazy.
He's a madman. He's an evil genius,
Yeah. It'd be fucking sweet.
and he's
though,
on
wouldn't
a
it?
air base.
It'd be sweet, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he's a smart dude though. He's a very smart guy for sure. Speaking of top speed runs, did you see today, which would be Wednesday, and I think it's supposed to be out probably by the time this comes out, Hennessy did tease a 300 mile per hour thing today.
F5.
So there's something coming out here pretty quick
Oh.
that they claim, or at least they're saying it claiming that it does 300 miles an hour. That's the teaser. That's what the teaser says.
We'll see.
He was
We
talking,
will see. It's a lot of air at 300 miles an hour.
He was talking on another podcast he was on that this time around this is their own bespoke car because they had a lot. He acknowledges that a large percentage of the challenge for selling the Venom was that it was just a stretched Lotus, and people were like, I'm not going to spend $1 million on that. They'd rather spend $3 million on a bespoke car than $1 million on a stretched Lotus.
Stretched plastic car.
Yeah.
Get that.
So,
That's why I made
so
fun
he's
of
like,
Robbie.
he's like, fuck it. We're just going to go for it this time. Do it for Dale.
Do it for Dale. Maybe that's why they sold their track. They sold that air. Didn't we talk about that
Yeah,
on
oh,
this
yeah.
show?
Oh,
quite a while ago.
Long
yeah.
He sold the airfield and all that stuff. That they
When he
did
was-
Texas 2K on.
When
I
he was
think, for a
on
while.
that, when he was on that show, I can see that charisma thing that we talked about when he was kind of, in trouble there
he was
for a
in trouble?
while. I get it. I see how.
He's a salesman.
Yeah, he's very good at it. He's very upbeat and charismatic, and you just want to like the guy. He's that kind of person.
None of
you
us
know?
are like that. That's
No.
the problem.
No, not me. It's quite the opposite, frankly.
That's our problem right there.
So,
Yep.
Anyway, should we do Adam's opener presented by Eyes Up Auto Art?
so I'm going to try and do this one as best I can without giving away too much of our topic that follows.
Okay.
But our topic involved a large amount of searching, not only for cars but for parts on the interwebs. And I want to know how everybody else is finding their stuff because, so I used Search Tempest
Yep.
and they changed something and it's kind of terrible now.
See, I've never had good luck with Search Tempest. I always get ads that were deleted like 3 days ago.
Yeah, and that was another big problem. And then my old Craigslist app on my cell phone is now
Oh,
defunct.
they're all fucking garbage. Why are all the
And
Craigslist
so I
apps
want to
terrible?
I want to know. So what are you people using? Tell me. Somebody get on the group and tell me a good app, and don't tell me BRZO because that only searches cars, not parts, and I spend 90% of my time in the parts category, not the car category.
Yes, I agree with you. I've had the same problem because there used to be.
Specifically on my phone.
I think it was C+.
Yes.
For Craigslist, they've changed it now where you can't search like multiple areas. It seems like you can only search one area at a time.
It's annoying to use. There's got to be better apps out there
And then
or something.
I can use Search Tempest. I can get through Search Tempest because that's how I found my stuff for today.
That's how I did it too, but
It's
it
not
was
great.
tedious.
It's not great because now they like try to lump it by location, and then you have to click a sub page, and then it pulls up your listings for that.
Yeah.
But I haven't had the problem of listings being deleted. They got rid of that problem
Oh, see, I
because
once
for a while you used to click on the $240 for $2,000. Great, I would click.
Oh,
Oh, it's
yeah,
gone.
no.
It's gone. Oh wait, there's another one. 25. No,
No,
that
gone.
one's gone. Also, that one's That does.
So I figured out when I was using Search Tempest, you type in your search and you get at your first results page, and on the upper right corner there was like a little toggle, and you could flip that and it would go to displaying it like it used to, instead of this new format they have that's very confusing and difficult.
So you can
but I
still
also-
do it that way.
There's a button, or there's a place you can click that says open all or something, open all articles
Locations?
or ads or something like that.
Okay.
If you click on that, it will open every single Craigslist one in a new tab.
So does it open 400 tabs?
Yeah.
That
Don't do-
doesn't work.
No, don't do that.
I mean, if
What's
you're
the-
searching for really obscure shit and there's only like 3 results, it's no big deal. But if you're not,
Or-
if you
yeah,
click
or
that
if you're-
button, you just as well shut
Bam.
your computer down and walk away.
Yeah, you
man.
have to be really refined at that point. Like, I'm going to be looking within a 3-mile radius.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. This is dumb. Why would you do that to me?
I never had good luck with Search Tempest. I literally I'll go to Craigslist, and then I'll look locally for what I need. And then I'll look to within like 200 miles. And then if it's not within 200 miles, I'm not traveling to get it anyways. To hell with it.
Yeah, there is some of that. You know, these challenges that we do are kind of outside of that because we
Search
have
the whole
never
country.
worried. We've never worried about retrieving
Yeah,
it.
that's not
Yeah,
important.
it's not
No.
part of the challenge. Is that's not rolled into the cost. So
No.
I guess that's a little different, I suppose. And I don't know.
Yeah. See,
I never use Craigslist on my desktop unless I'm doing this. I only look at it on my cell phone.
I never look at my phone. Oh, it's always on the desktop or laptop.
But now the app that I used to use is trash. So I want to know what other people are.
Oh, you know what I've been using lately? Facebook.
Facebook Market.
It's gotten better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
And
you
it's-
go to your groups and stuff like that. It's right there.
Yep. Yeah. I bought the headers for the RX-7 off Facebook.
Yep. Like a 240SX LSX page. It's just LS swap 240 parts. Oh, I need that. Perfect.
Or you can have you done the marketplace where it searches regionally?
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been looking for parts that
I don't
way
know
too.
about on the Android, but it's a tab right on the app on the iPhone.
Yeah, it's a tab on the Android. It's a tab at the top, which I think is on the
It's at
bottom, for
of
you.
the iPhone,
Yeah,
but it's
so
the
you
same.
just click it,
Same difference.
and you can search it, and you can set alerts, which
Oh,
is
really?
nice
I
'cause
haven't looked at it that
you couldn't
closely.
do it. You
eBay
can't
does
do
that.
that on Craigslist. Yeah, I get so many eBay notifications now that I can't.
You have to refine it though. You have to know
I know.
exactly what you're looking for.
I have to get rid of. Well, I have a couple that I'm looking for, like really specific parts that I
Yep.
would just buy if I could find them. But like I've set two, like it'd be cool if I could find one of those if I'd buy it. And now I just get like 40 alerts from eBay now about, oh yeah, this rare Lancia obscure part that you were looking for 2 years ago. We find it. And like, yeah, I'm not interested in it anymore though. So I get some of that shit.
Back in my stereo days, I had a couple save searches on eBay for some really, really hard to find parts. And I got a notification from them last week. That's the first one I remember getting in like probably almost 10 years now.
Oh man.
That's how rare. I was like, what the hell is this? I don't even know what. And so I clicked on it. I was like, holy crap,
yeah.
that still exists. So yeah, that's a really rare part
Is
apparently.
it skate stuff?
No, it was a just ridiculous amplifier. I don't even remember who made it. It was like a 10,000 watt amp, but it was like, I don't know, it was probably 10 inches tall and probably 30 or 40 inches long and 12 to 14 inches wide. It was huge. It was basically two amplifier boards stacked on top of each other, two 5,000 watt amplifier boards stacked on top of each other. And then it had to be giant, and it had to be made all out of aluminum to dissipate that kind of heat. So it
Damn,
was
son.
a monster. Fans on both ends and like 4-aught power and 4-aught, or 4 individual 0 gauge inputs for power and for ground, so 8 total. It was a deal
Do you guys remember that Volume X supercharger I was looking for a little while?
for the Fiat.
I found one. Did I tell you I found
Oh,
one?
really?
No.
Yeah, I found one that had been lightly restored So I don't know
the
what
heck
that
that
means.
means.
Yeah, it means nothing to me.
So ruined, probably.
$5,000.
Yeah, I remember
God
that.
damn
They were
it.
crazy money.
Yeah,
It's
pretty sweet,
Three
though.
of them, though, right?
there's like 3 of them. Yeah, and they came on Lancia rally cars. I think that's the problem. So if
I
you
feel
find
like-
one, it's money.
I feel like you could buy a small Pro Charger and just fab
it.
and plumb it in yourself for less than $5,000.
And it'd probably make more boost more reliably.
Yeah, because when that Volume X is 40 years old, it probably needs rebuilt already. But when it does, if it doesn't now, you're screwed.
I don't know what you do.
That's
If
one
there's
of the
somebody
big. That's
make
one of my
parts.
big hangups for my blower for the Omni.
Yeah, there are no parts for that. We know.
Well, that Magnuson Type 80, but I know what it is, but you can't get parts for it. I was reading on forums and people are talking about, there was this guy that used to rebuild those because they put them on Volkswagens, but he was like 90 years old 30 years ago. Awesome.
Okay, so he's dead. That's
So
cool.
that's not helpful. And I don't even know what oil to put inside of it, So
Yeah, I hear you. So anyway, let us know. Go to Facebook. Go to the Facebook page, and then find the group. They're different. Find the group.
Be chatty.
Ask to be added to the group. How's that work?
yes,
I want to join the
click
group.
join
the
group.
group. That's what it is. Join the group, and then tell us where you search for car parts and/or cars. That
Yeah, I
gives
just
us
wanna know.
a wide range of
what works for you guys.
where we live. We have to travel to get stuff, like a
That
couple
doesn't
hours.
bother me.
Well, I'm just saying the people that live in dense cities probably don't have
Well,
to
yeah,
drive.
they're like, I live in L.A.
Yeah, this part's only 5 hours or 5 miles away, which might be 5 hours,
be
but it's
5
5
hours.
miles away. But here, if something might be 200 miles away, and it'd be worth the trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the problem
So
for sure. Make sure to check out Eyes Up Auto Art, EYESUP Auto Art. I saw on his stories today he's doing some DSMs, paint some DSMs, some of
saw
those
that.
Eclipses or Talons, maybe. I don't know.
I always thought it was weird that those weren't really popular here.
Because they're DSMs and this is DSM.
This is DSM.
I don't know why they're not more popular. Buddy of mine had one. 2 of my friends had them in high school. I thought
think
they were
they're
cool.
rad.
I thought they were cool for sure.
That second gen one is, I love the way they look. The second gen Eclipse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the way they look.
I had a friend in high school that had the all-wheel drive turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was quick.
That's a hell of a car right there. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of catastrophic failure that happens with those. Who knows?
Probably.
I know there's a lot of memes out there about crank walk. Whatever that means.
Meaning like
I have no idea.
timing gets off?
I don't know what that
Because I
means.
have heard that before.
I think that might be what it is. I don't know. It's basically an Evo motor, I think. Pretty sure they're a 4G63. As far as I'm concerned, that makes it a better looking Evo.
Oh, for sure. I'd way rather have that than an Evo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just not like the biggest Evo dude, especially the 8s. They're
Yeah, the
pretty
ones
stripped
that
out.
the older ones that we can't get, I kind of like some of those. Some of the early Evo gens, those are cool looking.
Just personal opinion. I'm sure it offended somebody, but I don't really care. So, what do we got here? Obviously, you can see Bill's painting on there. He did some Trans Ams, some Firebirds. Check out his story, stuff like that. Follow him. Eyes Up Auto Art, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Send him a message. Tell him what you want to do. Paint you rad, mad paintings. It's that simple. Christmas. Think about it. It's coming up.
Very soon.
It's true.
Or Hanukkah, or whatever your holiday of choosing is. It's
Or
probably
just
coming up.
Get it for yourself because you want it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Your living room.
Treat yourself.
Your living room will look way better with it hanging on the wall.
It's very true. I'm looking forward to Bill's when he gets it because I want to see it. I want to see it in person. I know some other people have gotten them, but I want to see what his looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to put
It's
it.
different when you see it in person versus
Yeah.
looking at a picture of a picture on the internet.
Yeah, definitely. On my phone
Right.
because that's what Instagram is.
Yeah.
Phone only. All right, should we move on to the next thing?
Sure.
So we're going old school today, Robbie. And by old school, I mean probably 20 episodes ago.
Oh,
but
man,
it feels
forever
like
ago.
years. It feels like years
40 episodes
and
ago.
years and years ago. But as Adam alluded to, we're doing a Craigslist challenge again, going back to our roots.
Yes.
None of this talking to pro athletes and Alex Roy, famous people.
No,
nah,
back to-
son.
That wasn't
Go back
really
to
that
Craigslist.
interesting. Let's be real. This
Whoa,
is way
how
better.
dare you? How
This
dare
is
you?
way
Outta here.
better.
Great.
Shit.
Nobody ever comes on this
Thanks,
show ever again.
Adam.
You just torpedoed the whole show. Famous people listening to this. I know there are very many of you. If you'd
Ignore
like to
him.
join us, ignore him. He's just a hater. So we're going to do a Craigslist challenge. And Robbie, you were selected this time
To pick what we're
to
doing.
pick what we were doing.
Why? kind of had a thought process. So I figured, it's October. It's getting to be about that time, especially in Iowa, where you close up shop and you go work on your truck or car or whatever. It's winter.
I wonder what Robbie did.
Ha!
Robbie, what have you been doing lately?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, great.
Anyways, so I figured in this scenario, we imagine that we have a $10,000 budget and we want to spend at most $5,000 on a car and the rest to get it. The way I pictured it would be not finished, but at least to the point where you'd be running it and you could take it to like the first Cars and Coffee in April.
Are you calling this a restoration of sorts, or is this?
I referred to it as a restoration, and that's kind of how I looked at it, but I also left it wide open to do whatever you want.
So you could do a restoration. You could do basically just fixing something up that you found on the internet, but you have to do something to it before car season, essentially.
Yeah, I kind of imagine that you'd buy something that doesn't run or is at least needs some sort of real work.
I think that's fair. I like it. So, who wants to kick us off? I have multiple. I didn't do the whole deal for all of them.
No.
But I had a couple that I found that I thought were interesting, so I wanted to share them. And then I had one that I actually researched parts for, et cetera, et cetera.
I also am in the exact same boat.
I had one specific car that I looked for because this idea has been kicking around in my head anyway. And so I just have the one because that was what I had straight off. So
Do you want me to start then?
I don't care.
Let's start with me. Robbie, you got your computer all set up over there?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Do some stuff. So my first one here, Robbie, if you want to click on that link at the top there.
If you're listening to this in the audio medium, I'll try and put all these pictures on our show notes and on our Facebook page, or you can just go to YouTube.
You should definitely go to YouTube and watch this because it'll be sweet to get all the pictures.
Yeah, no dicking around. It's right there.
Boom. So this first one, Robbie, click on that eBay link right there. I couldn't believe I found this. I wasn't going to do this because this would be the most boring show of all time. But if I actually had $5,000, this is actually what I would do with it.
Of course you would. Why wouldn't you?
So this was for sale. It's a 1993 RX-7. Looks very clean.
That's the FD
relatively,
for those who aren't.
Relatively clean. Rolling shell. It looks like it's kind of all there. It's got stock wheels, all that fun stuff. But he had the opening bid at $5,000, and then he had to buy it now at $5,100. And if I wasn't a responsible human being and didn't have other projects, that sucker would have been coming home. I don't care where it is. I actually didn't even look where it was because I didn't care. Just figure out how to pick it up. Tulsa. That's not that far.
That's not far at all.
Nope.
We know people.
It's not far. Hell of a deal. Funny thing is, I found two more in the $5,000 category. One was like $5,900, and one was $5,600.
Are
Maybe.
these coming down?
If
Maybe.
they don't have
so.
engines or drivetrain, yeah.
I can only hope so. The other one
an
didn't
expensive
have a
shell.
drivetrain and had some body work done to it. That it had a molded kit on it that needed to be painted. This would be a street car though.
Okay.
For me, this
Was
would be
it
a street car.
A good kit, or was it?
It didn't look bad.
Okay.
It wasn't great.
You can make a crappy kit look good.
Well, you can make a good kit look bad, or you can just have a bad kit that looks bad. Period.
Yeah, I can.
So
Yeah.
it
I don't know
wasn't
for
something gaudy and over the top, though. It was.
sure. No, it was pretty gaudy.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It would have been Fast and the Furious for sure.
Oh, I would have loved it.
I would have painted it some stupid sparkly
Yeah,
color.
bright orange and put a
Yeah.
bunch of
Oh, yeah.
underglow on it. And
Well, yeah, you need to if you're going to drift.
Exactly.
It. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to drift. This is a street car.
Well, you need to have underglow anyway.
I would feel so bad if I put that in a wall. You know how bad I would feel?
Yeah.
I'd feel bad
I know
for
exactly
like
how
a
that
year.
would feel.
I feel bad for a year. This is verging.
I still feel bad.
This is verging on like my dream car, though. Is your 240 your dream car?
Basically.
Okay, well, I see
think
why you
that-
feel
Yeah,
bad.
absolutely.
All that fucking work.
I get it. I would feel really bad.
But anyways, how are you going to pick up sleuths if you don't have underglow downtown
well, I know.
on your wide body RX-7?
Ooh, Robbie, those are young girls down there. That's weird.
By the mall? You going to go to the mall?
No,
Pick up girls?
in
to your-
Des Moines,
like a-
in Des Moines, if you go downtown and scoop the loop, it's like all high schoolers.
Is that like a? Damn it! Matthew McConaughey. I'm drawing.
Oh
a blank
yeah,
on the movie.
yeah. Shit, Dazed and Confused.
Dazed
I was gonna
and
say, man, if we
Confused.
can't, there's
There
people
it
screaming
is.
at their
There
phones
it
at
is.
work. Fuck,
Is that
it's Dazed and Confused,
is
you
that a
idiot.
dazed and confused moment for you?
Yeah, that's not cool, man. I'm not.
They
That's,
stay the same age, Robbie.
yeah, that's really creepy. Have you
That's
been?
super creepy.
You should go down there. It's all
weird.
Hondas.
We went down.
Oh
there.
yeah, you and me. It was you and me that
In
did
the
that.
Veloster, wasn't it?
Fuck yeah,
Getting
Dude,
trolled by people, then they revving at the cops. It's like, nope,
It'd be
we're
kind
outta
of
here.
funny in the Blazer.
It was like a
The TBSS.
it was like a Honda, like a
I think
naturally aspirated Honda, and there was that there was a Cobalt too that was egging.
yeah, and there was a Tiburon too, I thought.
Yeah, I think there was probably a Tiburon. But yeah, it's a bunch of dudes with 100 horsepower like trying to drag race. And you're like, you guys are so stupid. Just relax. Go to Eddyville, you morons. Find a real drag strip.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's not talk about that LS thing and the transmission and all that shit. Nobody cares. But that's what I would do.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to go through all of them?
No,
Let's
yeah,
do the actual build.
Let's do the actual one, and we'll do my last one real quick. Man, that car makes me sad. I don't want to look at it
It's in
anymore.
really good shape.
Boom, son. What year is this? 19, does that say 86? Toyota Land Cruiser.
Yes.
In silver, sir. This is the
That's
FJ.
only $5,000.
I can't believe it's not sold yet either.
I thought that those were more expensive than that.
This one's it's got a tiny bit of rust, but not really, because this is pretty far south.
That is
That's
really
well-maintained.
cool.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Look at that. We're looking at some interior pics right now. It's got a black and gray interior, manual transmission, of course, with a crawler gear. It's really pretty clean. Comes with the silver wheels, not the black ones, he said. As I mentioned, the outside. So you see a little bit of rust on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
could-
bit kind of on the back.
quarters.
Of the
They're all
wheel
really
there.
rusty, though. Man, this is by far the cleanest one I could find. I found ones for $5,000 that were way more rust covered than this. I mean,
That's not good there.
you
The
can replace
tailgate-
that.
Tailgate's pretty rough.
You can take the whole tailgate off.
just
So
replace
that's
that.
an
Would
easy
you
one.
call that a tailgate still? Rear hatch door? I don't know what that is at that point.
Call it a door.
Because that's all one piece, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you can take that whole thing off. Apparently underside's pretty clean. Not
Yeah.
bad.
That's a solid $5,000 purchase.
I feel
Runs
like
and drives.
oh yeah. Yep.
Oh,
I feel like
man.
you could buy that and feel good about it.
Yeah.
He said that it's had some engine work done to it, which that to me means nothing. As I've said before,
He's also posted no pictures of the engine, so you can't assume that it's even there.
it probably doesn't have an engine, to be fair. So I have to spend my other $5,000 on an engine. I forgot about the Craigslist rule. If it's not pictured, it's not there.
We'll pretend it's there for the sake of the argument.
So anyway, you can go through and look at the description if you want to. There's some stuff in there about this and that and what it comes with and what it needs and et cetera, et cetera. If you want to go back to that other list, Robbie will run through some stuff I would do to it before car show season or rock crawling season or whatever season. Put that suspension on there for sure, 2.5-inch lift. So this is the thing I was looking at this. I was like, well, I could phone this in, as far as suspension, wheels, and tires, and that'll cost about $1,000. That'll cost about $500.
Now you got to look it up.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I don't know anything about off-roading. You know what I mean?
It's okay.
I
learned on mine, too.
I probably picked the wrong parts, but I started digging into it to see what stuff is what. And this has leaf springs on it, so I don't know how you could screw that up that badly.
That's pretty straightforward.
So I found this Pro Comp kit. Somebody's going to tell me that's probably garbage, but whatever. It's
We're
it's
on
got,
a budget here.
yeah, it's $730. It's got 4 leaf springs, and the shock absorbers.
2.5-inch lift, front and rear, the whole 9 yards for $730 seems reasonable.
Plus, you get a discount when you put it in your cart.
Oh, you do really? Yeah. Did not see that. Is that new? Where are you seeing that, Robbie?
All right, well, add it to the cart.
Put it in the cart and say, well, I got some extra money all of a sudden. Can get that underglow that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Still
Smash it up on some rocks.
smash it
Who
up on
doesn't
some
wanna do
rocks.
that?
Do some underglow. Oh, their website's broken, apparently.
Does that surprise you?
Robbie, it's
All
not
right,
working.
it-
It's not working.
Hold on.
Robbie.
$714.
Yes. What do we
Oh,
say there?
thank-
$10.
Hell yeah.
no, wasn't it
$15.
$730? That's $15.
Hell
Robbie.
yeah.
Man.
That'll buy some LEDs. I think LEDs
Give
are
you a
cheap,
half a tank of gas or something.
for sure.
It's not
So
a bad
anyway,
day.
2.5-inch lift kit. Why don't you go back to that list there, Robbie? You picked up. I found some wheels. These are also Pro Comp. I didn't notice that. Obviously, I was paying really close attention. These are some Pro Comp wheels. I don't know if I like these wheels, but
I was going to say, I don't love those.
I don't love them for that vehicle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're not a bad wheel. They're just,
just-
not made for that vehicle.
how much are they?
New.
175 a piece.
Okay, that was more what I was worried about. Was I wanted to get a dollar amount in there for the wheels, so
All
I
right,
could
fair
buy
enough.
some different wheels. The other thing about off-road wheels and truck wheels, I'm really weird about how they're rated. So I think these are rated for something, maybe a weight capacity.
I can only imagine that cheap wheels and off-roading is
Nah,
got to
that
be,
can't be a thing.
at least as bad,
Yeah.
if not worse, than cheap wheels in racing.
The weird thing is, if you go to Tire Rack, they're a little bit weird about disclosing what their wheels are rated for. And I'm not.
Tire Rack's a little bit weird about their wheels in general.
I just don't like it. It
I
makes me
feel like
uncomfortable.
for all the nice tires options that you get from there, they have a bunch of shit wheels.
They have shit wheels, and when we were looking at replacing the wheels on my dad's truck, we were trying to find ones that were load rated because it is a 3/4 ton, and we tow with it, and I couldn't find that information on most of them. So I was like, not so
Sketchy.
much. I don't like it. So anyway, $175 a wheel. You could probably get it some sort of off-road wheel, or at least a rated wheel, and then some 33s, son, some BF Goodrich
Hell
33s.
These do not have. Oh, it's only one review. I was gonna say it's not great reviews, but there's only.
I don't.
Doesn't count.
Again, just a dollar amount, $220. The off-road wheels, or tires. Put it in perspective. You look at like performance tires, and you see like $250, and you don't really. You're like, okay, this is what they. So I'm looking at off-road tires. I'm like, $260. Who pays this money for this shit? I was like, this is ridiculous.
Oh wait.
Oh wait a minute, no, that's normal price for a performance tire, whether it's
And that's-
off-road or on-road.
It's a lot more tire
It's a lot
It
more
is-
rubber.
it's
than
a lot more
anything
material.
we're buying.
And I don't know if 33 is big. Like I don't see this
Seems
is the
big.
That's
Isn't
the problem.
that
I
like
don't know
a
about
normal-
off-road shit.
I feel like that's a normal like starter off-road tire.
That's what I think. I don't know.
I hear people talk about 33s all the time.
There are people that are like super pissed about
What you just
us
did.
not knowing anything, but
Well, we haven't done it yet. Teach us.
I would like to know about off-road things. It just didn't work out this year
Nope.
as we had planned. We just didn't have a vehicle. What else is on that list, Robbie? There are a few other things. So wheels, tires, all that good stuff. Top end rebuild on the motor. Oh, wait a second. There's something else there. Oh, fix the rear main seal. He said that's a problem. And replace the clutch. I just threw $1,000 in there for that.
That's fair, I think.
Are you just replacing the clutch because you're there already, or did it need replaced?
Yes, he said that it worked.
Ish.
He just said that it worked.
Well,
He said you should probably also replace the clutch at the same time.
I feel like, this could be a pretty blanket statement. If you're replacing a rear main seal, go ahead and do your clutch.
Yes.
You're in there.
Not
Might
only
as well.
are you already there, but if the rear main seal's leaking, the clutch is probably wet. And not the good kind of wet.
No.
It's not hashtag wet.
No, it's just regular wet.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate wet.
Yeah.
So I threw $1,000 in there for there. That's probably too much, but whatever. Top end rebuild on the motor. Again, he said it's been tuned up or refreshed, which to me means
Nothing.
Craigslist bullshit. So I threw $800 in there for that. A little bit of machining time, and then all the gaskets and studs and all that fun shit. So between that $1,800, all that shit should go away. So I got $4,100, and I might spend the rest of that on the other $900 on miscellaneous stuff, bodywork. Maybe see if I can find a replacement tailgate.
Did we talk budget? I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did.
I think we
10
glazed
grand.
right over it.
$5,000 for the no. We talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
$5,000
Did we?
for the car. $5,000 worth of upgrades, mods.
$10,000 total.
5,000. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's a floating rule. Like so.
You could do either or.
Try not to buy a $9,000 vehicle is kind of what we were.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the
avoid.
point. Like you want to spend around $5,000 so that you have something to left over to fix it over the winter.
So anyway, with another $900, this is just how I price cars now: is just overprice everything, and then
Smart.
be pleasantly surprised when you have $100 left. This should cost $3,000. I'm going to put $5,000 in for it. Oh look,
I have $100.
I have a tank of gas left. Fantastic.
I can drive it. Hooray.
I feel like that's very realistic pricing to have something that would be way too much fun.
It would be fun.
That would
just-
be a good time.
The
can't
thing
believe-
I'm
I can't
worried
believe
about
that's
around
still
here
there.
is like, where do you take it?
I don't know.
Like,
know what-
are there
I don't know what to do with
trails
it
and
once I have
fun
it.
stuff?
There's gravel roads everywhere.
Robbie, I can
You
take
just-
my S10 on gravel roads. You don't need a
There's level B
lifted
roads.
truck with 33s on it to drive down gravel
there's
roads.
so many
We could
places.
take your Maxima on gravel roads.
I do
That's
every
not
day. We could take this anywhere, man.
Country living, man.
Yeah, you could go anywhere.
See, that's the problem. I was like, so do I tow with it? No, I don't think I could tow with it.
Nah.
I have an off-road vehicle though, so that's good.
I think that there is that in Cambridge there is that off-road park, which is kind of like a racetrack for Jeep guys. But I don't know if it's like open every weekend or open.
There's a Jeep off-road club.
yeah, there is
just go-
there is a Jeep club.
Call them up. Be like, hey, where do I go?
What do I do? Tell
Yeah,
me what to do.
They'll tell you where to go.
I have this. I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, they'll show you.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm sure there's places around here. I know back in Sioux City there were a lot of trails around the rivers and stuff like that. So I wonder if like maybe if you got down by like Lake Red Rock, maybe there's some trails along the. I don't know.
I really don't know
There's
for
got to
sure.
be something though, right?
I firmly believe there's plenty of places. I wouldn't
figure it out.
even think about it.
Just build it, then
Just
figure
build
it out.
it.
I feel like
Where-
you're pushing me.
If you build it, they will come. Is it one of those deals?
you'll go to it, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it comes to you.
nah, you'll find it.
I don't think there's any sort of geological changes in your general vicinity.
No,
I think
no,
you
no.
still have to go to where the rocks and the mud are.
You'll-
I think that'd actually be bad if it did.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Unless it's like a race track, but yeah.
Or just
I see what you're
find
saying.
find another guy with a jacked up trucker like this.
No, I don't
or an
think that
off-road-
works, Robbie. I don't
off-road
think
thing,
that-
and be like, hey, you're covered in mud. Where'd you go?
You need to find the guy that's covered in mud because around here, if you find a jacked up truck, it might
Jacked
take
up
you.
Jeep. How about jacked up Jeep?
Those,
No.
those are called mall crawlers. It's a normal thing, Robbie.
They'll tell you where to buy affliction shirts.
See,
I
I'm
don't
so,
think
I'm
that
so
they will
used to
tell
the
you.
country people that their jacked up trucks are covered in mud.
No, where we are here in Des Moines, they
Oh.
just straight up American
I've-
Fighter
I've
gear
gotten
and
away from that.
yeah, it's
wonderful.
not
Hanging out
ideal.
at Jordan Creek all day and stuff like that.
That's cool.
So
Let's pop this last one up here real quick, Robbie. This honorable mention. Boom, son.
Oh,
What
my
the fuck is this?
God.
It's in Oskaloosa,
holy
Iowa, too.
cow, that is sweet.
It says
So whip.
1928 Whippet IndyCar Tribute Project.
Oh my, he has
looks
wants
like a
way
tractor.
too much money for it, but it is sweet.
It probably is built on a tractor frame.
69.
It sure looks like a tractor
Is that
frame.
what that
So
says?
it's a 19. I mean, imagine a 1928 Indy car. It's kind of like a tube with some wheels on it, with a giant engine stuck in the front of it.
Does it say what the engine is? At all?
I don't know. I didn't look at that closely because I was like, there's no way I can price any of
yeah.
this.
How do you even
I don't
put
even
a
know.
list together for that?
Chevrolet frame? It
Yep.
says
1928 to 1932 frame.
Jeep
Is that just
single
like a-
Jeep single overhead cam engine. It's a Willys
Oh.
engine.
Oh, okay. Sure, that's a real powerhouse.
No,
That'd be a weird deal. Put SR20 on that, Robbie. That would
There you
that
go.
would probably scare the living shit out of you.
I don't.
it's got a
Even a
rattle.
K8.
and
I don't
even
know
a
that you
KA
would
would
want.
be terrifying.
I don't know that you want real power in that. You know,
you'd be
100 horsepower is probably plenty.
That's the thing that you take to when you're
SVRA events.
No, I would say like when your little town has a parade.
A parade.
That's what that's for. Although he does
Yeah.
have a fuel cell in it.
That's quite the deal, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
That'd be really funny to show up to like an autocross event with.
Ooh, does it have disc brakes?
Yeah.
Ooh, fancy. They didn't have those back in 1928. That is very fancy.
No.
Surprised they didn't put drums on it, to be completely honest with you.
Well, it's a tribute. It's not a restoration.
Well, I'm curious what he was planning on doing with it. Racing it?
Probably taking it to parades. Let's be real here.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
pretty
wouldn't-
cool.
Whip it. I like the name.
Whippet aluminum car thingy.
It's cool though.
No title.
I don't know what you do with it, but that's a kit car, Robbie. You just
obviously.
Yeah, you just call that a
Oh,
kit
that's
car.
right.
Put some
No big
turn
deal.
signals on it. And
We
be,
live in Iowa. It ain't a thing.
Needs drive shaft.
that's
Saw
not a
that
problem.
picture.
Fuel
That's-
system's
yeah, that's
done,
simple.
bro.
Wired. You're good at that. You got that figured out.
Needs eight circ. Yeah, there's not much wiring on there.
No.
Headlights, brake lights. That's probably it.
Make no mistake. A lot of work has been done, and a lot of work needs to be done.
That's fair. I like your honesty there. Needs trailered. Classic gauges. Got some old school looking gauges. It's pretty cool. I like it.
That'd be fun.
Don't know what I'd do with it though.
No.
More so than the off-roader. Could probably
Yeah.
find more reasonable things to do with the off-roader. But anyway, that's my contribution to the Craigslist challenge. Whip it.
Go for it, Robbie.
All right.
Whip it.
I went a direction you probably were not expecting.
That's actually not at all surprising to me, Robbie.
It's pretty rad. It's a 1959 Ford F100 six-cylinder.
Two-wheel drive. I think it's in like Phoenix.
It looks very clean. It
That
looks
is
like
where
it's
you.
fine.
That is where you go to buy restoration projects. California
That looks-
or
It runs and drives. It needs brakes and power steering.
Oh, it doesn't need power steering. We know that.
Other than that, it's in good condition.
Just don't put a GM power steering pump on it.
So I went through and made a list of all I needed. I went to Rock Auto and just basically replaced all the brakes and
Rock
cars.
Auto goes back that far, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's
Rock Auto's
awesome.
crazy, man.
I didn't realize
so
you
first
could
of all,
buy
before
that
you
sort
change
of
off there,
stuff.
Robbie, can we go back that real quick? Robbie's. So this is, let's just call it primer gray. It's got some surface rust. It's $4,200. So that means
But it's all there.
looks like it's all there, and like you said, it runs and drives. So you've got $5,800
To LS. swap it.
to waste.
Yep. So I brakes, power steering pump, headliner, flooring, Rock Auto, with my 5% discount that I got from my petrol box.
Oh, cheater!
$650.
I didn't think about that. Damn it!
Yeah, you should definitely go.
when you're buying all that stuff, that's a pretty decent
That's-
discount, isn't
That's
it?
pretty funny.
5% goes a long
I
way
didn't
when it's
think-
in the couple hundreds.
I didn't think anything about that. That's pretty funny.
Get a nice. I put suede. I meant leather. Leather steering wheel for $150. again, I don't have it picked out. That's not a big deal. We got
Swap meet
the
items, brah.
a 1956 to 1964 Ford F100 complete air suspension kit for $2,000. Spencer's going to be super proud of
Do you
me.
have to do any frame notching or boxing or anything like that, or do you just run it down to the bump stops, call it a day?
I think you just run down to the bump stops, call it a day.
I think that's future Robbie's problem.
Yeah, I'm not worried
Future,
about
that's Robbie. That's next winter Robbie's problem.
Yeah.
we
Winter
know a guy if
2019.
we need to see notch it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, he'll figure it out.
Just leave it up to him. That's fine.
Spencer's time. Free.
Free. Perfect.
Well, there might be a little bit like a
Beer 'em up, dude.
24 pack
Beer 'em up.
involved.
Give me $30 for beer
yeah,
on there.
$30 for beer
Spencer's
seems
time.
reasonable.
Fear plus.
Oh, you're way under budget, Robbie.
I know.
You're $150 under budget.
I'd even do.
way more under budget.
Dude, you
than
could
that.
give
I'm
him
not
two. You could do 230 racks of the nastiest beer you could find
And he'd
easily.
be so happy.
You'd still be good.
Mini truckers they're fine with whatever.
That's cool. Yeah, so I did that. Air suspension, leather seat, flat black wrap the whole car, and that brings me to a grand total of $8,500.
With that 6-cylinder in there still.
Well, yeah, I don't have
a
the
bold
money.
tactic.
I don't have money to swap it, but I have $1,500.
$1,500. I don't know, Robbie.
I bet you'd be
We could
surprised.
get wild on Craigslist for $1,500.
$1,500 just to get it running.
We could get you a GMV8 in there for sure.
No,
Oh yeah,
this
you
is,
could
this
get
is not a.
you could get a small block Chevy and a Power Glide for $1,500, no problem.
But no, this
We'll have to do some
here,
wrenching.
this flat black one, we've talked about it before. That's
yeah,
that
yeah.
would be my end goal.
That's Chris's. That's
Yeah.
Chris. What's his face?
Be like that. And I want like a
It's funny that he found that in the Dells.
The- yeah, the picture
and
right
that's
there.
A local truck. We know we know a guy who knows him quite well. So
yeah. So that's
That's
when,
what you're
when I
going
saw
for,
this
huh?
truck. That was the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, I could do something like this for less than $10,000 without really getting into the
you are
mechanicals.
certainly going to see notch to get that low.
I don't need to go that low.
Right. I understand that. I'm just
All right.
Pretty sweet, Robbie.
So that'd be my choice and what I planned. And then I also came across this
Oh, I think I saw this.
a 1929 Mercedes Kit Car Gazelle for $1,000. All
$1,000. I
what
didn't see
is
the price.
that
on it.
built on?
a Gazelle.
What's a Gazelle?
I don't know. I think it's a.
Like what's it powered by?
Oh no, it's got a VW. engine.
It needs
I was
a
going
VW
to say
engine.
that's a Volkswagen, isn't it?
Get rid of that shit.
Well, it's not there. It needs one.
Oh, perfect.
So
Even
it has
better.
no. It has no engine.
That's a lot of project for $1,000. I feel like because it looks like it's a roller. I mean, it's all
Well,
there. It's
so
got
that's
an
like-
interior.
Yeah.
I think the kit alone is $6,000 just for the fiberglass. So I think he's just trying to get rid of it. So
Bro, you could. You know what you should do is you should get a. Can't believe I'm going to
Subaru?
say this. Yeah, EJ20,
Yeah.
and yeah, however you do that for the other kit cars that are rear engine or mid engine, throw that bad boy in there.
Someone makes swap kit
Getrag or whatever.
things for putting Subaru motors in Volkswagens.
And then drag race it.
Yeah, that's not really a drag racing car.
Robbie, I don't need your negativity when it comes to my ideas.
I've never met a car I wouldn't drag race. Just saying.
Those 4-inch wide tires not really made for
no,
that.
it's perfect. The front tires are perfect. So you
Ah,
get some
shit.
slicks on the back.
Yeah.
Get an EJ in there with a
They don't
turbo.
have to
that's too
tuck,
big.
Robbie. It'll be fine. And you want the skinnies up front. It's
Bro,
way
you-
less rolling resistance.
I-
Bro, you
Yep.
would be on 1320 like that.
If it was fast, yeah.
It doesn't even have to
need
be that fast. Put some slicks on the back. Shit, son. You'd be famous. Internet famous immediately. Start your own
Viral
Facebook page.
videos. Yeah. You,
But anyways, that's a
Oh,
lot.
you have
That's
to
a
come up
lot
with
of kit
like
car
a-
for $1,000.
you have to come up with like a name for it and shit. Then you can start your own Facebook page.
You just call it the Gazelle, bro.
the Gazelle. There you go.
Call it
I
the
like
Gazelle.
it. And next thing you know, you'll be on Street Outlaws.
And then I'll be at a show
Racing-
and everybody be like, it's the Gazelle. You saw him in Tampa. And I'll be like, I don't know what's happening.
What's going on here? I've
You'll be
never been to
racing
Tampa.
against Farm Truck and Asian. Stuff like that.
Farm truck and Asian.
Yeah, you can
Sounds
race
straight racist.
You can
What is
race the
that?
dung beetle.
I don't follow any of that stuff.
Farm Truck and Asian are two guys. Farm Truck is this old dude, and Asian's like his
How much time
like,
do you
best
spend
friend.
watching these?
I've never actually watched a Street Outlaws episode. I
Is
don't
it farm truck and Asian?
Yes,
or is
they're
it farm
two-
truck in Asian?
know. Farm Truck and
Asian. They just call him Asian?
yes,
Super racist.
It doesn't seem okay, I
they're
suppose.
from Oklahoma, man. It's,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Totally.
fine. there.
Fine to be racist in Oklahoma.
They're from a different time.
It's a different decade down there, bro. It's fine.
Hey, when I lived there, they were still paddling kids in school. So,
Ooh,
so-
wow. That wasn't
And that
even
wasn't
that long
that
ago.
long ago. 25 years, I guess.
Shit's wild, man.
But
That's pretty sweet. I like that.
For
So
$1,000,
all that,
cool.
all that hood for no reason.
that's your frunk, man.
That's a huge frunk, dude.
You can put all sorts of bodies in there, man.
Well, yeah, if that's where your mind wants to go, that's
Yeah.
cool. Or a nice lunch, perhaps. Several courses
Picnic.
in your Mercedes Gazelle.
That's what I'm saying. This is a Sunday
I like
cruiser.
that. I like that.
All right, I found this sweet car. 1971 Porsche 914 for $5,000.
Does that have an engine in it?
It's on Racing Junk. I don't know.
So you're going to be putting an EJ in that also, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is Subaru swapped as well.
It says engine runs.
Okay, that's
it.
that's
there's
fair, I
literally
suppose.
there's one picture,
Aren't those,
and it's like there's blocks behind the tires, so it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
roll
yeah.
away.
isn't that really just a flat, like a Volkswagen Flat 4? I'm probably
It's probably a
insulting so
912
many people here, but
engine. We are the
I don't know Porsches. I thought
Here's
it
the
was
problem.
A fun
We
car.
are the only podcast that doesn't know about Porsches. So
you know what? They make great like street mod and prepared class autocross cars. When you can take out that motor and put something real in there and then put some giant slicks in it.
somebody
They make great cars for that.
somebody locally had one with a small block in it.
That'd be fun.
It was
That was the one we saw at Good Guys 2 years ago.
It was like a
Yeah.
gasser.
It
No.
wasn't what's like a gasser. That
no.
one
This
that we
one
saw.
this one was at in Cedar Rapids at the Hawkeye Downs track
No, I didn't see that one.
when
I
we
saw
were
the gasser.
autocrossing, and I think he sold it. I think it went out of state. It was $4,000
Oh man,
with the V8.
running.
Yeah, we had a serious
That's a
discussion about buying it.
steal.
We had a serious discussion about buying
that's a
it.
good price because this one's $5,000.
I don't
We
hate
even know.
them. I think they're kind of cool looking.
Fun. I mean, it's nothing I'd pursue
I
long
don't
term, but
I
it'd be
don't
all right.
like them.
I would take that over the same Gen 911.
How dare you?
I said it. I put it out
Except
there.
the same Gen 911 would be like $120,000.
Well, yeah, okay. If
Even
if
with a
all
block
things
behind
were
the wheel.
equal, if all things were equal, I would take that over the 911.
I really don't like them. I think they look weird.
I think they're cool.
I just don't like them.
They're,
That's what
they're
it
all
is.
right. All right,
I'm not a Porsche fanboy, so maybe that's the
Yeah,
problem.
neither am I.
all right. And this last one.
Ooh, Robbie had all kinds of them.
This has nothing to do with the challenge. I came across this, and all I thought was Adam fucked up. Like,
Okay.
You don't
Adam,
know that.
Adam really fucked up
You don't know that.
because you bought your responsible
God.
Ranger or
Don't do this to me, Robbie.
what did you got? Blazer.
I just talked last week about how bored I am driving my automatic transmission vehicle to work every day. Don't do this
I
to
see
me,
it says
Robbie.
Dodge Shelby. What is it, Robbie?
This is in Newton. A
Wait, in
1980
Newton, Iowa?
This is in Newton, Iowa. A
Nuh-uh.
1987 Dodge Shelby Charger Turbo, just pulled out of the barn
Oh, that's even the color combo I want in that car.
for $2,000.
It's the exact same money you
Son
spent on
of
the
a
Blazer.
Shh.
Stored for the last 12 years.
Barn find 1987 Shelby Charger Turbo 5-speed, interior in good condition. Been stored, we think, since 05. $2,000. Sitting on a trailer ready to
Man,
go.
I bet you could buy that for $1,500.
They want to get rid of it.
I
In
need
Newton.
to start selling things. That's not moving fast
What's
on our
the
local
what's the
Craigslist,
next
right?
what's the next picture, Robbie? There's one other picture.
It's just another one on a
Just
trailer.
a side picture. So it's red.
Oh,
Red and silver? Is it red and maroon and silver?
maroon and silver, yes. They came in maroon and silver or silver with blue stripes. I think there might be some blue with silver stripes, but maybe that's not true. And then GLHSs were black.
And it's got those, what are those called? Wheels?
I think that those are the pizza cutter ones.
Pizza cutter wheels or whatever?
I have no
I think
idea.
that's what those are.
I just saw it and I was like, ha ha, he bought the wrong car.
Rude. Rude.
Oh
Very
man,
rude.
Robbie.
Savages around here.
That's like
With the manuel transmission, too. It's all ready to go.
just because I've owned the Omni for as long as I have, and I've been involved in that. I want to drive one of those as a turbo car.
Uh-huh.
I don't really have this like need to own a whole bunch of them like everybody else does for whatever reason. But I would like
Two is not a whole bunch.
no, I would like to
you could
like
daily this.
I would like to get a turbo car in the spring and sell it in the fall type of deal. You know, just drive it through the summer and then get rid of it.
Like this one.
Yeah. That would be so good.
This car?
I'm
Is this the car that you're
so-
talking about?
When you think of vehicles,
Dude, I'm so
think of this
mad
car?
right. I am legitimately mad about
Bro,
this.
bro, I bet you could sell a Blazer for $2,500. I bet you
It's
could.
been on there for 15 days.
Yeah, the problem is that
Time to make some deals, son.
I would not drive that through the winter.
It's just one winter.
No, I wouldn't do it.
It's just one
I
winter.
wouldn't do it. It wouldn't last a winter. I guarantee
Well,
it.
at that price, it can sit. You can wait.
Yeah, but I can't sell the Blazer then.
What do you think? You
Can we part out the S10? Oh, I bet we could part out
You
the
get
S10
$2,000 for the S10.
$1,500.
I bet I could get $1,500 for the S10 in a few days.
Just saying.
We should edit this out because I might be buying that.
Oh no, it's
Adam's dad.
I'll save it. We'll send it to you.
No, I have had a couple of people offer me to buy that.
Just
I
kidding.
might.
Just go get it. Dude, this is way more together and it's turbocharged, and you should just do it.
doing it.
Offer this dude $1,500.
I need to
Out
sell
the
the
door.
truck first.
Out the
but
door.
I'm doing it.
Get the truck sold.
Screw it.
Tell this guy to wait.
Life's too short, Michael.
Fuck it. Fuck it all.
Making bad decisions on the podcast.
You don't
Here
need
we
that
go.
shit.
Robbie, you need to forward that link
Robbie's
to
an
me, please.
enabler.
Oh, God damn it.
Just hey, you know what you should do though to prime the pump. This always is what fucks me on Craigslist is you just shoot him a message, something like, "Hey, could you send me some more pictures?" That always fucks you over because you're gonna end up buying it if you do that.
No, I need the money before I'm going to talk to him. But I'm going to see if I
But just ask him if he has some more because like it's a giant waste of your time if the interior has been completely eaten by rats. You know what I mean? You just ask him for a few
Is
more
it, though?
pictures.
Yeah, there's no
Is
point.
it really a giant waste of my time?
Why would you go through all the work to sell the S10?
I'm like, have you ever met
Apart
me?
it.
I would buy that either way. Let's be real here.
Yeah, but you kind of want it
Have you
together.
ever met
'cause
me?
You kind
It's
of
been
want
in
it
a
together.
barn since 05.
Yeah, I probably should. Like,
See if you can get it. Well, it is on the trailer.
It's
See
ready.
if you could. See if
He
you could
he
put it.
bring it to you.
See if you can put it in gear and get it to roll and make sure the engine's not stuck.
shit.
Because if the engine's not stuck, you're good to go. Dude.
I'm so
We can get
mad
that
at you
started.
right now, Robbie.
We get that started.
pull it.
Oh, why would you do this to me? Oh, I want it so bad.
I'm so glad I did this.
I want
Robbie's
it
such a
so
bad person.
bad.
Well,
We're gonna have to end the show so he can go home and start making his Craigslist
well,
ad
this
for
ki-
his S10.
I saw this and I wasn't. I saved it for this specific reason, and that's because I'm in the same boat as you. Because who put?
Oh, yeah. Well, at least mine's local.
Yeah. See, what was
This is a 1990 Nissan 240SX for
Dallas
$1,500.
Dallas. That's yeah.
posted this on our Facebook group.
Yep. So this is down in Houston. It's a 90 240SX, but he's got
It's an S13.
That's the
S13
body style
shell.
I want.
two. He calls them carbon fiber seats. They don't look carbon fiber; they look fiberglass to me. An L.
Bro, it's got that 5.2 LS one though.
Yeah, the 5.2.
You don't even know about the 5.2 LS
Nah,
one.
it's the de-stroked, man. It's fine.
And then he's got brand new. I think they're XXR rims. But I mean, he wants $1,500 for the whole thing.
He had
And
some coilovers.
he's got
too.
Megan coilover sitting there, and I actually texted him last night and said, "Hey, are you still selling that 240?" He goes, "Yeah, I got a buyer already." I'm like, "Well, no shit," because he legit is selling the whole thing for $1,500,
And it's a Texas car, so you know it's not rusty.
even without all the parts and the
That
rims.
shell's worth that.
The shell alone is worth $1,500, and if he was local, I would have picked it up already, and if he didn't already have a buyer, and I hadn't just bought a bunch of parts,
Did you tell him?
and
Let me know if the guy falls through.
I haven't yet.
Oh. There's no way that guy's phone hasn't been blowing
And
up.
That's so underpriced.
is that a KA right there?
No,
Does the KA go
that's
with it?
No, that's a different engine. I think that's a. I can't think of what it is right now, but no, it's not a 1J, is it?
No, it looks like it's only 4 cylinders.
Yeah, I think that's
I got a long
not
way to
of
look.
some kind.
I can't tell. I don't think it might be a KA. It's been a long time since I've seen a KA. But anyways,
Word.
I'm in the same boat as you, knowing that. Oh man,
Bro,
this is it.
you want to talk about enablers? My dad's been sending me RX-7s.
Why?
I don't know why he's doing this.
Why? Why would he do such
He's
a
like,
thing?
you keep saying that you want one to drive daily. Like, here's one you should buy. I'm like, what? Everybody just relax, okay? I get enough shit from everybody else. I don't need you sending me. Like, he's the last person I would think would be sending me rotaries.
Right?
He's like,
Because
hey, you
he's
should-
the one who's going to have to
You
know,
should check this out. You should check
help
this
you
out.
fix it and whatnot.
You should check this out. You should go look at this. He's looking for. We might buy a Camaro. I don't know. We're looking at shit.
That'd be fun.
He's just looking for shit to do. I think
Did
he
you
just
ever
wants
get
to take
that other
something apart.
Fiat running?
He's going to get that engine like next weekend, I guess. So we're doing that,
Okay.
and we got to cage the RX-7. I got to do some other stuff to it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be like a freaking real because we got to take the truck apart too and do some other stuff. It's just like it's gonna look like a real shop in here, except all this shit is ours.
You had a busy winter starting already.
It's all right.
Proud of you.
I enjoy it.
I like it.
It's good. It's good fun. It's good fun when you're ahead. When you're trying to get the car ready to
The
do
day
fun
before an
stuff,
event?
that's not fun.
No.
When the car is drivable, but you're taking it apart to improve it, that's more fun.
Yes.
Definitely. So anyway,
All right, Adam, we need yours.
I posted it on there. Refresh that, Robbie.
are you on the interwebs, Robbie?
I got it.
I was going to say it's on there.
Interwebs.
All right.
Ooh.
So we talked. I think it was even last week, was it not? About the GTO auction I went to,
Yep.
and how I tried to talk my dad into buying 65, 66 GTO to do gasser things with, and he was not having it. So I decided, screw it, I'm doing it myself. So I found this is a Le Mans, it's not a GTO, which the GTO is just an option package of the Le Mans. So
It's pronounced Lemo, but yeah.
Lemon.
short of some motor and some minor visual package things, that is a GTO, just in my price range because the GTOs were outside of them. This is a running driving car. It has a Chevy small block in it, which is heresy of the highest level.
Good work out of this guy.
Yeah, I like this guy.
Taking initiative.
But
I like it.
unfortunately, it's all
Get that
too
distributor on the
common.
back.
Pontiac's have them on the back.
Oh, do they? They're not on the front?
No, they're where they belong.
That's not where they belong.
The hardest place to reach.
That's the worst place for a distributor. Everybody else puts them on the front except for GM.
So bad. But so a couple of things, minor things wrong with this thing as far as like being able to drive it and stuff.
It's
First
gold,
of all,
sir. It matches the car that you currently
I'm
have.
strangely okay with the gold when I'm gassering, honestly.
Okay.
It needs a driver's side quarter right there. You can buy these whole quarter panel from NPD for $215. Cut it off, weld it back on.
Yeah, that sounds like the right price.
I thought that was. It needs floor pans. He shows a hole in the passenger side floor pan right there.
Yep.
I'm assuming that the driver's side doesn't look that radically different. Each side is $90 a piece, so I called it $180. Boom, floor pans. No big deal. This is a gasser. It's going to be a race car. I'm not worried about putting carpet back in
No,
it.
to heck
I'm
with
not
that.
worried about making it look good. It just needs to be welded back in so it's safe. After that, who cares? You can go to Speedway and you can buy a straight axle kit, a universal kit that you put a solid straight axle underneath the front with leaf springs to bring it up in the air a bit, and it comes with brake setup for a grand total of $800.
Oh, damn.
That shit's crazy. So what do we got? You got
It's a universal kit,
$3,000 for the car.
$3,000 for the car.
What were the other things you said? Give me numbers.
Is that about $4,000? $4,000 to $500 total.
45. Yeah, about $4,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go $4,200. So $3,000 of that's the car. $800 for the axle.
Let's be real here. I need to get this Zoomy fix going.
What are those from Speedway? Like $3?
So nobody, oddly enough, no one makes Zoomies. You have to build them yourself, obviously, for cars. So I decided I found some header flanges. Okay, well, first of all, I should note, I'm skipping a few steps here. I need to fix this small block Chevy problem. It's got to go. It's got to go, Robbie.
It doesn't have to go.
No, it has to go.
I don't think so. It's
So
already
I
there.
found
It runs.
myself
It is
a
Genesis.
4-bolt main 455 big block Pontiac.
How much?
ARP main stud kit, board 60 over, line honed, new cam bearings and freeze plugs, has the oil restrictors installed, comes with a 4 1/4 inch used crank that needs turned, and 9 60 over flat top pistons. But
It's an 8-cylinder, Robbie.
What?
It's
Yeah,
an
I
8-cylinder.
don't know why.
I saw you mathing over there. You're like 9 cylinders.
9. But
I'm not
it's
sure why
8.
it comes with 9. I don't
It's got an extra one
understand
for
that.
Yeah,
the one's got a hole in it.
I don't know if he misprinted that or if he bought an extra just in case.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Maybe you dropped a bolt.
I'm
and
just rolling with
stayed
it.
inside.
Either way, has the heads have been gone over. It's a long block. It just needs connecting rods and the crank turned. $1,500.
which turns into $3,000 real fast.
Right. The crank needs turned. Which I don't know what machine shop rates are these days. I don't have the slightest clue.
$200 an hour.
Does anything need done to the block?
The block is ready to go. Block has been decked. It's been bored. It's been gone through. New cam bearings, new freeze plugs, all that stuff.
I don't know what it costs to turn a crank, to be honest
I
with you.
turned the SR20.
$200?
The heads of that's kind
We'll
of what
call-
I
we'll call
was
it
figuring.
$200
I was
just for
figuring
the sake of
$200, so that brings me to $1,700. and then a cam is another $200. It doesn't have one in there.
Okay.
It's $1,900, and connecting rods were about $200 as well
Right
for
on.
all 8 of them. So that's $2,100. Then I couldn't decide what I wanted for wheels. I couldn't really find anything that I really liked.
Something wrong with those wheels?
There's nothing especially wrong with those. But I did find, because this is a gasser, so you got to have those old school like cheater slicks for the back,
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
right.
Coker Tire makes those still. You can get them from them for $390 for a pair.
A pair?
For a pair.
It's cheaper than my 33s.
Not bad.
So, yeah, you know, I thought, because I'm used to buying 15, so I was like, that's outrageous. But I guess now that you say it, it really isn't that bad. $400 for those is what it is. I decided, you know what? If the wheels that are on it don't work, I can always go to swap meets, and for like $50, you can pick up a full set of, you know, whatever rim you want.
Yeah.
You know, just go around and find something that's period correct and cool and works. You know, that's what I want. The gasser life.
You are
So-
turning into your dad.
I know.
Wow.
So that totaled is $6,700.
Oh, yeah.
That leaves me a ton of room to get that rear quarter panel repainted. It does not have a carburetor on the top of it at this point, because I forgot about that until just now. I'll be honest. So I would need to buy a carburetor, but that's nowhere close to filling out all that money.
But you'll find a place to fill out all that.
Oh
money
yeah,
real fast,
I mean, there's
though.
a ton of, you know, it probably needs a cage. I can do a bolting cage or whatever. It's not a big deal, but it probably needs a cage. You know, little things like that. I didn't think about it. Probably need a transmission.
Power glide.
It's got to be a manual though, you know, to be period correct.
You need a T10 then.
Something like, I don't
You
care
need a
that the
rock crusher.
transmission
You
is.
need an M22.
I don't care if the transmission itself is period correct. It just needs to be manual. So whatever's cheap and
I think
can
those
take
are
the
like
power.
$500. They're surprisingly
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah.
I don't
T10s
know. Yeah,
are.
Sure.
So I don't know. There's a Motor Trend has a show now called Put Up or Shut Up. And a couple episodes ago, the premise is they have 2 cars that come in drag race. Best 2 out of 3 takes $10,000 cash. It's the, you know, classic drag racing show.
Like Pinks?
Yeah, basically, except
Okay.
they're not taking cars, they're taking cash. But a couple episodes ago, they did gassers, and they were doing it like full on period correct, like doing dry launches before they leave to like figure out what their RPM needs to be to launch. And like, you know, these are no electronics cars. And
Yep.
it just looks so cool because they're squirreling down the road because they have way too much power for that shitty old tire. And oh, dude, it just looks so much fun.
That doesn't sound fun.
I don't know. It's fun. It's more fun to watch when they're just barely hanging on
I suppose.
than a car
That
that just
risk,
hooks
that-
and books.
Yeah, that risk
It's
factor.
not nearly as much fun to watch. I'm sure it's way more fun to drive because you have to drive it. You know, you're shifting it
terrifying.
yourself. You're not like hitting buttons and putting your foot to the floor and then pulling a chute at the end of the track. That's all they do in those crazy, wild, you know, street outlaw cars nowadays. That's all. I mean,
Awfully simplifying.
it's not even racing anymore. So
Oh, those are gonna be fighting words for somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I just
Offended somebody.
Enjoyed the group this week.
I feel like there's not a ton of like diehard drag
No,
racers
they
on,
can't.
in our
We would have figured it out. by
fan
now.
club, but I don't know. I sucked at drag racing when I was younger.
Time.
I couldn't cut lights to save my life. So if I was going to do something like this and build a drag car, I would want to build something that's just fun and ridiculous, and I don't necessarily need to worry about being competitive because I wouldn't be no matter what I do.
I dig it.
And I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and I like those cars.
For some reason, I have this. I remember when my dad first started talking about gassers, I was like, Dad, the stupidest thing in the world. And they kind of grown on me here the last like 6 or 8 months. I'm kind of into these gasser things now.
Man.
What's happening to this show? It's a fucking
Right?
disaster.
He's
He's turning
getting-
it. I want to build a gas or drag car, and I'm like, man, drifting and running into people's cool. We should do that. And then Robbie's like,
Build a Jeep in my free time.
build a Jeep in my free time, and Robbie's being reasonable. This show has
No.
gotten so much worse.
I just want a direction I didn't already go. I mean,
no. I'm not talking about this show. I just mean the whole show,
whole thing?
the whole thing is just devolved into this madness of
What I think is funny,
drifting and drag racing old cars.
our
and-
friend Scott pointed this out. He went back and listened to our first episode and then called us out on how much we've changed.
yeah,
People don't realize how much their
their taste
their
change.
tastes change over time, even as short as a year and a half period, almost 2 years now, until you immortalize it on the internet for everyone to listen to for infinity.
Yeah, that or like all the doors that got opened because of that.
And then you realize, like, man, stuff that I would have thought is ridiculous even 2 years ago, let alone 10 years ago, I'm all about right now.
Nah, I get that.
No, I said I'd never drift the 240, so there's that.
Now there's a hole
You,
in it.
you said you were never going to take or you would never LS swap it. If you were going to LS swap a 240, you'd buy a new chassis. And here we are a year and a half later with an LS powered 240.
I still would have preferred to go that route, but yeah, when you're 95% done, you're like, okay, this is it. I'm done with this car. And then you wait a whole fucking year, and you're like, okay, still doesn't run.
Yeah.
I'll do anything now.
I think
I'm desperate.
I don't care.
Somebody save me.
for as much shit as people give you, nobody could blame you for that decision. It was the right decision.
Nobody.
I'm so
nobody
happy.
had to deal with like cradling Robbie while he was crying because the car didn't work. You know what I mean?
I didn't cry.
I'm just saying.
He held
I
it
didn't
together
cry.
well in the show, but you should have
see,
seen
I
him
used the
after when the
giant
mic
ball of
shut
nerves.
off.
Tools getting chucked across the hall. And
It's just a ball of nerves.
So,
yep.
Nah, I get it.
gasser things, huh?
Well, wait a second. Are we done? Did you have another one?
That was all I had because
Oh, okay.
when Robbie said restore car, I asked him, like, define what you mean by restore old car. Because generally speaking, my definition of old and Robbie's definition of old do not match up. Because my definition of a new car is more Robbie's old car.
Yeah, but it's wild now because I get on the internet and I see 90s cars that actually need restored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're
that's why I asked him. And as soon as he's like, no, I mean like old stuff. Like,
That's what I had in
like
mind.
real old stuff. Cars you would really legitimately be buying and restoring and stuff. And I was like, yep, going and finding a GTO. Couldn't find a GTO in my price range. Bought the Le Mans. I didn't look at anything else.
I just blindly looked on Craigslist.
I did too.
I went to I'd go to an area and then do a max of $5,000 and then
Yep.
search really weird words like project or like, you
Yep.
know, I just,
Yep. Same
I
thing.
I had a specific direction I wanted to go, and I wasn't sure that I could get it in the budget, but I did.
I changed my direction like 10 times.
Because I had
Like,
originally asked you, like, am I allowed to try and like sell some things, get some budget back? Because I was like,
you really
I'm going to
wanted
end up
to.
finding this. Well, it turned out to be a lot more reasonably priced than I had anticipated. But like, if I buy the big block Pontiac,
350's not
I
good.
could sell the 350 and get some money back. It's not worth a ton of money, but you know, $200-$300 is probably reasonable. I would guess. I don't know. What
Yeah,
to go
sure,
for.
why not?
So, but yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
That's it for the Craigslist challenge then. What do we got next, Robbie?
I was going to quick do another shout out for the Sicky Block Party, which is this coming Saturday, October 28th. So if you're in the Baltimore area, show up, represent 10/10ths, take a picture while you're there.
Tag, hit that Instagram.
Please do. I'm extremely jealous. I absolutely want to go. I wish I could go.
Your boys over at Sicky hooked you up
Yep,
this week.
My friends at Sicky. I'm gonna say
Friends
this
at Sicky.
because they like
We
my,
went there.
they like my Instagram posts, so they're my friends.
they told you congratulations. And
They say congratulations to my engagement, so they're my friends. But I ordered a shirt the other day, and then they showed up with a bunch of stickers and koozies. I'm like, well, all right then. So I'll be wearing my Sicky shirt in Iowa while all my friends are having a cool block party.
you're there in spirit, Robbie. And that's what matters.
That's what matters.
That's what matters. But
does
seriously,
matter. I
go
wish
on
I
the
was
Instagram, tag Sicky, tag us,
Let me know how awesome
Get
it is,
wild.
please.
take some cool pictures, giveaways and stuff. So it should be rad.
You could tag
It's a
me.
raffle for a Garrett Turbo. That says right there, Robbie. Raffle prize, Garrett Turbo.
That'd be sweet.
What do you
That'd be a
do?
real
Ooh.
bad day, wouldn't it?
Handbrake.
I do want one of
There's
those.
some cool stuff on there.
See, it would be just my luck that I would win a Garrett Turbo, because then I'd have to do something with it.
Yeah, you could put it on your Shelby that you're gonna buy
Yeah, man.
before the show even comes out. So
Those are T3 turbo manifolds.
don't tell me.
Garrett-
Tell Garrett.
Garrett makes lots of those.
Tell Garrett so that they can
Bolt
get
right
you
on.
one. They can get you one coming. Don't tell me. I can't help you.
Bolt
I can just
right on.
remind you every day for the next week to contact that guy.
Don't do it.
Did you send him that link?
Not yet. I will.
Just send him put it on the messenger so I can copy it and then I can keep sending it to him for the next few.
You
months.
got it.
He could do that for me.
I'll get the
Thanks.
truck for sale. Probably won't happen this week because I got things to do this weekend.
Y'all want an S10 swap project? Hit up Adam. You want to put a V8 in there? Send us pictures of it.
I've had 2 people that have expressed pretty high interest in it, actually, even though I wasn't trying to sell it. So,
Well, that's perfect. Man.
It's done. It's already sold, as far as I'm concerned.
that's kind of what it sounds like, isn't it?
Rad. Should we do the news? Real quick before we jump into the news, our boys over at Petrobox are giving away signed Ken Block pictures.
I didn't even
Yeah.
see that.
Ken Block
That's
signed
cool.
some
Is this-
pictures
is
for
this some
him.
insider information. I don't
This
know
is
about?
some insider information.
Oh, really?
This information is not even. I don't even think it's out on the internet.
I haven't seen it posted.
They actually was on their Instagram stories. And
their stories.
It was on their stories, but John messaged me. He's like, "Hey, bro,
Check it.
FYI, check this shit out. Ken Block sent some pictures for us. We're going to be giving some of those away." So,
Do we qualify?
no, I don't think we do. I think we are
understand.
straight disqualified from that. So you should probably go follow him on Facebook and Instagram to check that out.
How do you get qualified?
I don't even know that yet.
Oh.
You're going to have to go to their
I
Facebook and
assume you
Instagram.
should get a box,
You should get a box for sure.
like some of our fans have and posted.
Yes.
It's true.
You should.
Yes, if you get a box, definitely post it. Go to itsmypetrobox.com, fill out the form, do all the information, shirt size, gloves, all that stuff. You're going to get a box. I was talking to John about this today, too. When you get those boxes, so we got our first one for September. We're like, man, there's a bunch of rad shit in here because there was like that Hoonigan shirt that you're wearing. There's tools. There's all kinds of stuff. And I was like, okay, so John, if you had to buy this stuff, how much money are we talking? He said, because they can buy it in bulk,
Yeah,
and
of
so they
course.
get there's a way that they do their business so that it works out. But he's like, retail, you're talking between $70 and $80. It's like, that's what we target to put in the box every single month. If it's less than that, it doesn't make the cut. So we're also going to give you a deal if you type in 10 tenths and I went through the whole thing. There's a discount code. It's on the left side of the page. You go down to the bottom, 10 tenths, click it. It's $32.95 for that first box. It's $7 off. It's really just that simple.
a hell of a
It's just
deal.
a few questions. They send you tools. They send you shirts. They send out gloves occasionally. I saw what was in the box, but I won't tell you yet, Robbie. We got ours today.
I know. I'm actively trying not.
Adam opened it. We're going to do an opening.
I'm going to
for
be
you guys
gone
to
this
check it
weekend,
out.
so it is what it is.
But there was a bunch of rad stuff in there. It's car guy stuff. You know, when I was again, I had a long conversation. I've had several conversations with him, but he said, the reason that they started this company is because they wanted something like this that actually sent out quality stuff month to month, and he didn't feel like anybody else was doing that. And so that's what this company is based around, is sending out quality, high dollar. There's value to the box, and that's why he put this company together, and that's why they do it. So mypetrolbox.com, go to Facebook and Instagram. You can search Petrobox, or I think it's at mypetrolbox on Instagram. You'll find it. It's just that simple. They're still giving away the wheels. You can still win the golden ticket thing if you sign up. So type in that code.
I'll be honest. I was even more excited than I thought I'd be to get my box. I'm like,
That's what I was telling you
We
guys.
got a
when I was-
box today, and I was super pumped to get home.
when I was doing the I still do the closed box too, and it's like it just when I get that shipping notification for that, I'm like, oh, fucking sweet, dude.
the
It just makes it is like Christmas every month. It's sweet. I dig the idea is cool.
I'll be honest. I don't know. For some reason, I was in like a weird mood at work. I'm just like, I was down. Like I woke up, like I pulled the muscle in my neck this weekend and it's still not quite right. And I've been to the chiropractor, still whatever. So I was just not in a great mood. I get home, got my petrol box, my Sicky stuff, a bunch of other stuff shipped on eBay. I'm like,
We've had quite a day of
This is-
deliveries today, haven't we?
yeah, I had a bunch of stuff show up. I'm like, I've had a great evening. And then we had the podcast.
We had our secret box of new tools,
Yeah.
our petrol boxes. You got that stuff from Sicky.
Wins all
been
around.
quite
Wins,
the day.
wins and wins and wins. You can get your win at mypetrobox.com. Boom, son. Let's do the news.
Professional podcast.
Yes.
Linked in there and the whole deal.
Smooth. All right.
It's very smooth.
So a man in Des Moines starts a high-speed chase because he thought it was on his bucket list.
Is this a Florida man in Des Moines?
No.
Is that what you're telling me? This is an Iowa man.
What I want to know is, was jail time also on his bucket list? Because
Sounds like he was on parole for the record.
This guy had a rep,
was he really?
rap
he
sheet
was.
before
Oh
he got
my
started.
god!
This dude is a sketchy dude. He's 47 or something like that?
And he did it in a Malibu.
He was 46.
46 years old. Sketchy dude.
7:30 in the morning. He's gonna get pulled over for just like a regular traffic citation. Takes off, and he's not just taking, like, it's not on the interstate. He's like in Des Moines,
Yeah.
speeding through, and they finally pit maneuver him in front of an elementary school. Luckily,
Balling
no
out
kids
of
were there
control.
yet.
Oh,
Balling out
no.
of control.
He was arrested and was charged with OWI, or the first offense,
At 7:30 in the morning.
7:30 in the morning, eluding, interference with official acts, operation without registration, unlawful use of license, speeding, and parole violation.
Unlawful use of license means using somebody else's license.
That's exactly what it means. He had a fake
Oh,
ID.
really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So
What a moron.
And his tags were expired.
uh-huh. So he's
So, like, basically, this guy went through a checklist of everything I could do wrong and just nailed
Oh, it wasn't
all.
his car.
no, it wasn't his car.
It wasn't his car.
Was it insured? Did you say no on that?
Without registration?
Oh, okay.
So he didn't have the registration, but the tags were old. Which maybe
Well, that
that's
would be
maybe that's
without
what you
That's what he
registration.
was getting pulled over for,
It's
he
not
had it
currently
wrong.
registered.
Well, so top-notch local news. They also said they said several things. They said that he committed a minor traffic violation, and then later they said that he got pulled over because his tags were expired. And then they said he got pulled over and nobody
no
can
one
do
knows.
anything.
Are we
anymore.
burning bridges with our local
Yeah.
journalists now as well? Is that what's
KCCI
happening?
is terrible, but everybody knows that. So, and I really don't have a problem. I mean, I don't have a problem saying that.
No.
Sorry, local news is garbage,
Yeah.
just in general.
All their puns make it
All the
watchable.
puns, yeah, that might be the problem. They're the worst offender, and they put bullshit on their website like this
Robbie-
with no journalistic
Robbie
integrity.
goes, yeah, it makes it watchable. Michael's over there like burning their bridges.
I'm not even
down.
listening to what Robbie's
No,
saying. It's
fuck
fucking
all of them
terrible.
and their stupid puns.
I kind of wish I could have heard what the sergeant had to say, like in
Right?
context.
Be a
because
fly on the wall
he goes,
for that.
in my 28 years, I've never heard that excuse of him saying it was on his bucket list. I'm sure he's just sitting there going, "You're fucking kidding me, right?"
I think all of us have had that thought.
Of course we
you know,
have.
but calmer minds prevail, I guess.
Responsibilities take over.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to jail today.
Yeah.
But no, what adrenaline junkie hasn't had that thought of, you know what? This
This
would be
would be
fucking
fucking-
Fuck
exciting.
it.
Foot to the floor, 4 cops behind me, just going. Yeah, that
and
sounds
so then-
exciting.
So then
on
I get my
paper.
Xbox out and put Grand Theft Auto in and get
No,
that
no.
out of my system.
Need for Speed Most Wanted. That's much more.
That's a good
better
one
for
too.
Hot
I haven't
Pursuit.
played. I've played. What was the old one?
Hot Pursuit.
Maybe it was.
It was Hot Pursuit,
Most
I think.
Wanted
Most
from like
Most Wanted was
the
Hot Pursuit.
PlayStation 2 days
that was probably PlayStation 2.
after Underground 2. There was one in there somewhere.
Might have been Xbox.
I can't remember where they all are now.
I don't know. There's
It
a
doesn't
lot
matter.
of
It's
them.
not important. But yeah, that was always fun. Yeah,
Watch-
it's fun to think about.
Watch the guy GT40. It's on Ford GT, like the 2005 GT,
God.
cannonballing, running from the cops. You will not think it's fun anymore. Videos don't wind me up. That one, anxiety.
Makes you anxious.
Yeah, it makes you really anxious.
because you know there's going to be an end, and
He's
it's
like
not good.
splitting lanes and like shooting down shoulders and shit.
And he's doing like
man.
140, and that car is so fast. Like he can
Oh,
just
yeah.
put his foot in it, and the speedometer just climbs, and you're just like, oh, please stop.
There's a countless number of people in Crotch Rock is doing that too. They'll have the camera showing the speedometer and like sort of the windshield, and they'll blow by a cop that's just sitting there at 180, and they'll turn.
What are you
around-
gonna do about
Then
it?
they'll turn around and go the other direction, blow right by him again, and then if he does chase after him, just pegs it 200 on the
You can't
shoulder.
do shit about it on a bike.
I know people who have successfully ran, I think even multiple times, from cops on crotch rockets.
Yes, it's
not
insane.
encouraging that
No,
behavior.
no,
You're an
no.
idiot for it, and I told him such. But I know
He's
people who
lucky.
have done it.
You could die if somebody changes lanes. You're dead.
Oh yeah, or there's like a stick in the road, and you just in the ditch. I mean,
Yeah.
when you hit something at 200, it's
It's a bad day.
over.
Yep.
200 tried even 100 on a bike if you hit something on a shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, there,
you,
could,
you wouldn't even see it coming.
there could be like a tire tread.
Yeah, that's
or,
what I'm saying.
I mean, you don't know what's
I
over
saw
there.
like 9 dead raccoons on my way here. It's harvest season. They're chasing all those animals out of the fields, and they're getting hit by cars. They're all over the place.
oh
Scary
I know.
stuff.
They're all in my yard.
I found another mouse in my house this week.
no mice, but there's deer tracks outside my house.
That's what happens in the country, Robbie.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nice.
kind of wild.
I like
isn't
it. I've noticed that all my neighbors have spotlights on all night, and I need to ask them why. because I think I'm the only house in the neighborhood that doesn't have a spotlight in their backyard. Just
I think
shining.
it's like one of those status things. Like, look at me, I have.
I think they're scaring away critters. I know skunks avoid light.
Are deer eating their trees, and that's why they have the
I don't
lights
know.
on?
I need to ask why people have spotlights on because it just started the last 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all summer there was no, or all last like the month before, lights were not. But now they're spotlights, and like all the way across the way I can see them in my living room window.
Yeah,
I
it's
know, Robbie.
probably critter control.
I would imagine, but I don't want them all going to my house.
We better get a freaking
step
light,
up your
dude.
spotlight
I need
game.
to- I need
Get
to
a light.
Turn my spotlight on.
Get a light.
Do you
dude.
have one?
I got the light by the shop that just shines on my driveway.
Oh,
That's not gonna cut it, man.
No, on spotlight. Anyways,
bigasslights.com.
big ass fan.
Oh, expensive.
No, Big Ass
Expensive.
Fans has another company called Big Ass Lights.
They're very expensive, though.
I wonder if
Holy
that's
cow.
why. Are they LEDs?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would totally take a sponsorship from them.
so would I.
Just because I love the name.
I replaced all the lights in my shop with LED lights.
Yeah?
It's so bright.
Well, I'm sure it is.
They're 100-watt LEDs with the daylight ambiance or whatever.
Okay.
Twice as bright in the shop.
I'm sure it
It
is.
was only $40 for 8 lights.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they the bulbs?
Yeah.
LED bulbs? Interesting.
I had a rebate to Menards because all the stuff we spent when we bought, when we bought
Yep.
the house. So I just went and bought a heat gun and I bought lights and a handful of other crap. But I just went in, replaced all the lights. I couldn't believe how much brighter they were. Necessary.
You're ready to do your rap now.
I ordered it. I ordered the wrap.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Shit's getting real.
It's going
now.
to take like 4 weeks to get here, but I ordered it.
It's on the slow boat from
I
China.
found a wholesaler, or straight from the factory, basically.
Do you have to like run that email through a Google Translator?
I think
before
they
you-
do. I think they do because I went. Okay, we'll just talk about it. So, I posted on there the other day on Instagram that I've ordered samples. I've gotten samples before. I did my gas lid just out of curiosity to see how it was and how I liked the color. And okay, I liked it. I decided on it. So I order enough to do the car. He comes back and goes, "Hey, I noticed you ordered these, 3 different sizes because that's what I offered. Could you get the whole sheet? Like, if I give you one big sheet, is that good enough?" Yeah, that's fine. If that's the case, I'll order 6 more meters of it. And he goes, "Okay." Then like 5 hours later, like 4 a.m, I get an email. "Hey, we only have 12 meters total.
Out of how much?
I need.
Were you with that extra 6? How many was that
I ordered. What did I order? 18 meters.
total?
Yes. So
Okay.
I needed at least 16 meters, and that's assuming I don't screw up.
Which is a big assumption. Let's be real here.
Yes. So I ordered 18 meters. And he said, "No, I don't have enough for that." And then I started searching, and there's like 3 other people that sell that color. They don't have enough either. And then yesterday, someone posted like a bunch of it, and I just happened to catch them as they posted it with all the same stuff and said, "Okay, I'll order from you." So I don't know how they have just enough to ship out like a car's worth and no one else does. Pure freaking luck, I guess. But I got it. It's coming. And if it doesn't match, I'm going to cry.
Well,
It looks cool.
but you're getting... I mean, you'll be able to... Do you need what you have now to match what you bought?
No.
Okay, I was going to say,
No, no.
what you're getting new, you can...
If it's
slightly
if
different.
it's slightly different, I'll still be happy. But
Yeah, yeah.
I've also ordered from different companies that have... It's a lot less chrome color. It's very flat, like really dark flat navy.
Yep.
And it looks like shit. So if that's
okay.
what shows up, I'm
You
going
are
to be
particular.
super pissed.
Yep. I'm with you.
Anyways,
I know a guy with a plasti dip gun if
No.
that falls through.
no, I'll just order somewhere else.
I think that's it.
That's
Isn't it,
all I
Robbie? You
got
want to
for
move
like,
on?
my random
Move
update.
past Iowa, man.
Yep. A poorly repaired Honda Fit leads to a $42 million injury settlement.
It's a lot of money, Robbie.
And probably justifiable. I think he wouldn't. I think he would change it. Like if the money's not worth it for how much
Oh, I see
shit
what
he
you're
went
saying.
through.
Yep.
But yeah, $42 million seems like a fair price for what he had to go through.
So the story here is that a gentleman owned this Fit. It was hail damaged. It was damaged in some hail, I should say. He owned it. He took it into the repair shop, asked them to fix it. The solution was to remove the roof,
Roof skin.
which at that point I can't believe that what your fit is this 2012 fit or something like that.
2010, I thought.
I can't believe you wouldn't write the car off at that
I was
point.
gonna say, aren't they worth like
$4.
yeah nothing?
I would have if I was the insurance company, I would have written the car off. But they decided to fix it, and their solution instead of welding it was to glue it, which there is automotive glue, and there are
Which is used in non-structural areas.
correct. Yes, I think that there are some. I think, in fact, even some of the Grand Caravans have a glued roof because
But
that's.
if it's engineered as such and the
Right.
crash structure is
I
thought
agree.
out,
I agree. There are panels on the Camaro that are glued on.
Yeah,
That restoration was glued together.
but those aren't structural
Correct.
critical
Yep.
pieces.
Yep. So, like I said, the insurance company pressured the shop.
Allegedly pressured the shop to glue it on instead of welding, and the roof uses 104 spot welds to hold it in place, which is a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
I don't really have too hard a time believing that insurance companies do this to
I know they do.
to body shops. Like that doesn't, to me, that's not groundbreaking news.
No, even if they don't say it,
Oh yeah, they're going to deny it. Absolutely deny
I've
it.
watched, what's the word I'm looking for? Insurance adjusters. Is that who comes
Yeah,
out?
yep.
I have watched people argue with insurance adjusters about it, saying like, no, we're not fucking fixing that. It's just, we're not going to do it. It's not safe.
Yeah, I have no problem believing that. It's terrible, and I hate the fact that we live in a world that someone could go home and sleep at night knowing that they did that. But
Isn't that what the whole point of? Well, no, it's not the whole point, but it's close for Fight Club. He actually works for an automotive. Well,
It's
No, is he an adjuster?
It's recalls.
it's recalls, but he's the one that goes and inspects the recalls and
And
then
determines what financially if it's worthwhile. So like say,
Right.
you know, if it's
right.
only going to kill 12 people,
they can write that off.
they'll
They
write it
can
off.
pay.
But if it
They can
kills
pay those
12,000
people off.
people, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's similar but different. But there are people out there that kind of do that.
guess
they
that
justify it financially.
you got to have the right guy to do that. I guess I am not that person.
No,
12 lives is 12 too many.
I'm not going to say who
It's in
this
my
is,
conscience.
but I know that there are companies out there that are so big and have such elaborate safety programs that they know that they're going to lose 2 people
Yeah,
on the job.
like construction companies you're talking.
Or companies that do work that's risky, and they know
well,
it's a new year. We're going to lose 2. Statistically, there's enough people. There's enough of a sample size that we can tell you we're going to lose 2 or 3 people. You know, and we'll spend millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on safety program, safety equipment, safety this, safety that, training, all this stuff. We're still going to lose 2 people.
I think when I was at automotive school, on the other side of the campus, there was a power lineman school. And I think on day 1,
Yeah.
he comes in, the professor or teacher, whatever you want to call him, comes in and says, statistically, 2 of you will die on the job. And if you're not okay with that, you're in the wrong place.
I think
This is a small classroom, by the way, like 20 people.
yeah.
That's an accepted risk, though. This is not. These people did. So what happened was after they made the repair, he sold the fit to these people.
Yeah, sold the fit to a second party who's the one that crashed it.
And they didn't. Did it say they knew about the repair, or they didn't? Obviously, the details of the repair wouldn't be in any reports unless
I think they knew it was fixed, but obviously they didn't know it was glued.
may have been salvaged at that. They may have been. Well, maybe not.
No, it wasn't on any.
No.
It wasn't on any crash history report. It
So
was-
here's a wild thing about salvages. If the title doesn't change hands, it's not a salvage title.
Uh-huh.
So if the insurance company fixed it, it's not a salvage title.
Even in an accident? I didn't
My
think
understanding
that was
is-
the case in accidents.
Remember the truck when it got
I
stolen?
understand that, but it wasn't wrecked.
They laid it on its frame.
Yeah.
Not saying it was wrecked, but
I don't know.
I think
they were
it-
ready
I
to write it off, though, weren't they?
oh yeah. They
thought-
yeah
Yeah.
they did write
I mean,
it off.
That
you're,
counts.
you're probably right, but my understanding of that system was that if it was wrecked, it got salvaged whether it traded hands or not.
No, there has to be a title transfer in effect for it to become for the status of the title to change. At least
It still
in
gets-
Iowa,
It
that's
should still get like hit on a Carfax though, right?
it should, but
Doesn't, but it should.
well, that too. Carfax reporting is terrible.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
doesn't-
you have to report it to get it put on the report.
That too. It has to be
the
reported.
body shop should report it. Is it the body shop's responsibility?
Well, if you don't go through insurance,
Or the-
I think it, I'm not sure how this works. It's been a long time since I've been in the body industry. Josh could know. I should just
Maybe Josh could
phone
tell
a
us.
friend and be like, hey.
Actually, just go to the group. Somebody will tell us how Carfax reports are populated.
Yeah,
Perfect.
There you go.
That'll work.
I know we have more than one body guy.
Yeah, I would actually be interested because I don't know the answer to that either. So anyway, they bought the car unsuspecting of any foul play as far as the repair to the roof.
They knew the roof had been repaired. That's
Even if let's pretend they did, it doesn't matter because you would have assumed it was fixed safely. Either way, whether they did or did not know it, I don't think would have changed the outcome of the situation.
No.
they would have bought it.
Let's be real here. I would buy that Fit knowing the roof was hailed and replaced because I would assume that it was fixed properly.
Yes.
So then there was some poor weather. They were driving on the interstate, I believe, or a highway of some kind.
A truck hydroplaned head on, basically.
Hit them. As a result, the car buckled and the doors got stuck shut. Which, if new cars, newish cars, that's a
crumple
big,
zones and-
that's a big thing. Is making sure that you can get the doors open. Still, I mean, they build cars specifically so that you can get the doors open.
Have you ever seen that video where they crash a smart car into a cement wall at like 70 or 75 miles an hour?
No.
There's a video online because it's like a smart car ad, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's on a cable system and they pull it straight into a K barrier and it destroys it. And the guy walks over there and opens the door.
Yep.
There was a whole. I think with them, because the perception was these are tiny
They're
plastic shit boxes.
Yeah, they're
you're gonna
death
die.
traps.
I think there was one where they put.
An excursion.
Was that what it was on the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the unibody,
Yep.
the chassis itself, no doors, no fenders, just the structural component of the smart car,
Yep.
and they set that excursion on top of it. It just
Yep.
sits there.
Took a picture of it. That was their ad. So
Yeah.
clever.
I mean, I think that obviously, if you hit the wall at 75 miles an hour,
You're hurting.
your legs are not going to be in the best.
Your ankles are probably
Yeah,
broken.
yeah, you
realistically.
probably you're going to wish it didn't happen, but they could have got him out without having to cut it open.
So he got stuck in there.
Yeah.
Was his wife in there too?
Yep, him and his wife. His wife, several broken bones, bruises, and internal bleeding. He had 4th-degree burns on his lower body, 2 broken heels, and a handful of other injuries that they said left him in the hospital for most of the next 4 years.
Where did the burns come from?
The car caught on fire
yeah,
after it
he
got
was
hit.
locked in
Yep.
place.
Jesus Christ.
So it basically crushed on top of his lap, holding him in place while he burned.
And nobody could get him out.
Yep.
And I think there was just happened to be a firefighter that was nearby, I think, or something to that effect. Somebody with some understanding of how to,
Get him out.
Safely remove people.
how to get somebody out of the car. And he probably would have died if somebody hadn't been nearby with that training to get him out and the tools.
Yep.
So that's a bad deal.
Which sucks because, this is the guy that
It
was...
says 4 years.
Yeah, so he says in the article that he was on his way to becoming a registered nurse. Now he is just a career patient.
4 years.
And still ongoing. It's not over.
Right,
It's
yeah.
been 4 years.
He'll be doing this forever. Well, you remember that Jesse Lang chick that worked for Motor Trend for a while?
Yeah.
I think she's still doing rehab for crashing that R8. And that was that might have been 4 years ago.
Yeah, if you crash...
Still doing rehab. It just
a risk.
glassed her ankle. Just
Yep.
That was just her ankle. I mean, it's a bad deal.
God damn.
We do not take driving seriously enough in this country. I'm just saying.
No,
No,
gosh,
we don't.
We don't.
And who knows what the deal with the truck was? Could have had bald tires. I mean, could have been something on the road. I mean, it's hard to say.
It was raining. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say, as I've gotten older, I'm more safety conscious.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
Try
think
having a
about-
kid. That's when shit really gets real for you.
Well, I remember years ago, we would drive to Ankeny in the middle of a blizzard to go skate.
I
Now,
wouldn't do it now.
now it starts snowing. I'm like,
I'm staying
to
inside.
heck
Screw
with
you
that.
guys.
I'm not going to the drift event. I don't care how wet. how
We
fun
saw
it'll be.
those blizzards and we thought, oh, that just means the park's going to be empty. Let's
It's
go.
gonna be a little slow going. Let's go.
Take
A
us
little
twice
bit of
as
slow
long.
drive, not a
Whatever.
big deal. But yeah, being out on that track without a cage, don't like it.
No,
Not gonna do it anymore.
I get it.
Gonna get new belts, new safe belts. Need to get a new helmet. What year is it? 2010? Should probably just get a new one anyway.
Yeah,
I got a 2010
I think I do too.
that I bought in 13. So it's not that old, but they say you should replace them every 5 years or less. Probably, it depends on how much you use it too and how you store it. Like, don't store it outside.
Don't leave it in your car.
Don't leave it in your car. Bring it inside so it's at the same climate all the time, so it's not expanding and contracting. Yeah, doesn't get terribly cold like it does here in Iowa. It doesn't get terribly hot.
If you're cold, it's cold.
Right, exactly.
I was just going to say the same
Take
thing.
it inside.
Take it inside. So anyway, I feel for him because that's more on my mind now in the last year than previously. So, but yeah, it's really it's incredibly unfortunate, and then you start to wonder how often this does occur.
Where they didn't.
So you don't want to assign blame to the insurance company or the body shop. Potentially, there are other cases where either party could be to blame.
Yep.
Somebody cut corners at the body shop because they're having trouble, making ends meet, and so they didn't fix something right, or they got a moron working in there, or whatever.
The intern do it.
The intern did it, so it's not a good weld, or
Just
whatever.
trying to finish it.
Just trying to get it out because we're so far behind.
Paid on commission or what? Are body shop commission based?
It's not quite the same as mechanics.
Not quite like auto
But yeah.
mechanics. Frankly,
you
that's
get-
a
you
little
have-
terrifying too,
you have
because
book
reassembling a car, like you do a brake job and you don't get something tight all the way or something, just something small.
Yeah, because it's book time. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Your Audi timing belt's an 8-hour book time.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't matter how long it takes.
But if I
You
get it
charge
done in
8
4 hours, I get paid for 8, and I only did 4. That means
Yeah.
I could do another job.
I can do the next job.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of a scary culture.
Josh can tell us how that works.
It
I can
encourages.
look forward to that.
To me, that encourages. Well, I mean, it doesn't encourage, but it allows for making mistakes because you're rushing.
True, but so I have a specific experience that is somewhat applicable to this. So I had somebody at work had an engine go bad in their car. Don't know what happened. I would like to take it apart and find out exactly what happened to it because engines don't just go bad. Seems weird to me, but
Current job. Somebody. Okay.
this has just happened. So they quote, replacing the engine in the vehicle. They found a used engine. They say they'll do it for $5,000. So, but okay. So I was thinking, I looked at that personally. Like, could I change that engine and make money doing it for $5,000? And I don't know that I could. Not that I don't. First of all, these people don't do it every day either. So they probably have as much experience as I do. But it's just like, could I make $5,000 putting a used engine in a car and warranting it for a year? I don't think I could.
What is it? Can I ask that?
It's a Trailblazer. It's a 6-cylinder Trailblazer, straight 6.
But
4.2.
Same like gen as yours.
Yep, same generation.
That'd be.
I don't think I could do it. You buy the engine for $1,500. You got $3,500 to get all the other components you need to get that in, and pay a guy. In this case,
Like
they're paying
$80 an hour.
paying a guy.
Shop rates usually
Shop
100.
rates.
I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't think I could do it and pay myself a living wage for $5,000.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Do you think you could do it, Robbie? You gotta warranty it for a year. That's the thing that I don't know. I mean, and this is
See, I
a
think-
used engine.
To me, that whether you warranty it for a month or a year, you get basically. I mean, if it can make it through the first month without something catastrophic happening to it, it'll make it through the year.
But think about so you,
sort of like a connecting rod failure
Right.
or something like that.
So you
But
think
like,
about it. You got a used engine, which has a used alternator on it. It's got a used. They
Yep.
said they were going to replace the water pump, so you got to
Yep.
buy a water pump. You got to pay for those gaskets and the time to put that on.
they're warranting like accessories and all that, like
That's what
alternator,
yeah.
starter, all that shit.
That's not the shop. Well, I guess it's not in this case, but like the shop wouldn't warranty that. To be the manufacturer. Like whoever they bought the engine from would warranty that.
for a year, but they have to warranty their work for a year.
Yes.
So if anything goes wrong with it, though, if the alternator
Then it
goes
turns
out,
turns into a cluster.
he has to take it back to them. They have to pay a guy to pull the alternator. Then they got to pay a guy to call whatever the company was that they got the engine from. Keep track of getting the new one, get the new one in, all that fucking around. That's a whole bunch of time right there. I don't think I could make money doing that.
I never felt like I was quick enough or smart
Yeah,
enough to do it.
Right. So what do
No,
you
that
so what
was
do you
one of
do?
the things that Josh Vettis hated about that is he wanted to take his time and do it right,
Uh-huh.
and it was real hard to take your time and do it right and make decent money doing it that way.
Like I didn't even actually go into the field. I did it automotive school and then I did auto body like in a shop part time, full time in the summers, whatever. But even without going into a mechanic shop and just doing it in school and sitting down with my teacher and saying, I feel like I'm super slow. I don't know what I'm doing. Everyone else seems really smart. He goes, no, you're doing just fine. I was like, okay, but
I'm still slow.
I feel super slow and dumb. So it's discouraging.
So what do people do then to make money, to make ends meet? Ends
corners.
Meet? They cut corners.
Yeah.
But can you blame them?
It's scary though.
I know.
You know,
I'm just saying that the motivation to do it is there.
like at work, I've kind of at my old job and now my new job, I kind of try to keep quiet that I do automotive stuff. I am not a mechanic. I'll be the first person to tell somebody I'm not a mechanic. I don't like doing brake jobs, and I refuse to do those sort of things for other people. I will take the liability upon myself. I will not take yours. I don't like it. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. Because if I mess something up, even taking my time and being careful, if I mess something up and something fails because of it, that's bad for me. Now imagine that in a shop situation where you're
All the
stressed to
time.
push it and get it done quickly.
All the time.
See, I still double check things. Like I'll work on the 240
Right,
all day.
yeah.
All day I'll work on it from the minute I get in the shop till 6 o'clock at night, finally go get dinner. And then I'll be sitting there that night, wherever I'm at.
Did I do that?
I was like, did I
tighten that?
I didn't tighten that bolt. And I will like say I went out that night. I'll come back, whatever I was wearing, and just crawl under the car and be like, okay, I didn't.
Didn't you find something that was loose? Wasn't that
Sway
you?
bar was loose.
My sway bar was disconnected. But
Maybe it was
I've
somebody else I was
multiple
talking
times.
to.
I've done it multiple times where I've forgotten something, like just one bolt. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go back and do that. And sure enough, it wasn't tight.
That's why I check my lug nuts like 16 times.
Uh-huh.
I'm
I go
sure
around
I
the
look
car-
super paranoid, but I
Go around the car twice.
don't do the car twice. But if I take it out, bring it back in, check the lug nuts.
Uh huh.
Take it back out, bring it back in, check the lug nuts.
Or like my sister she was taking her G6 home from college, and three of the lugs sheared off.
Oof.
Over tightened or something?
Yeah, they used an impact.
Right.
God dang it.
So
I was changing the oil on somebody's car. I didn't know what to do because it was in this garage, so I didn't have the lift. So it's on jack stands. I can't get a breaker bar on it big enough to spin it. I'm like, these motherfuckers. And the other thing is like, I don't want
Filter
to
or something?
No, it was the plug.
Oh,
And I was like, I don't want to just
Jesus
beat on this.
paranoid of those.
I'm like, God dang it. So
Gee.
I'm like, so what do I do? So I put a closed-ended wrench on it. It was 6-sided, so I had the most grip on it I possibly could, and I hit it with a hammer. I was like, I don't know what else to do. I really don't know what else. I really don't know what else to do, and I was really careful. Like I had my thumb over the wrench so that I knew that I had the most grip possible on that bolt, and I was like, I just got hit it with I don't know what to do. Just fucking over tightening stuff. Stop.
And you're not a weak person. If you
Right.
can't break that loose with your hand,
No,
somebody
exactly.
went
And
way overboard.
Same thing with oil filters. I've had to shove screwdrivers through oil
I've
filters.
done that.
Oh, it makes me so angry. It makes me so fucking angry.
Yeah.
Oil change should be the easiest thing for people to do. Do an oil change. It's like day one shit.
Yeah.
Do an oil change on this car. Great. Sounds good. That makes me so.
Again,
That's why I won't take my car anywhere. And I'm like, oil change, great. I'm going to do it. Even though I would love to drop it off and have somebody else do it.
I can't.
I can't because I know I'm going to get under it next time and I'm going to go, fuck, I can't get this plug out of here.
That or I made the mistake one time of not checking to make sure that the gasket came off with the filter,
yep.
and I put 2 gaskets on at the same time.
Oil everywhere.
Yep. I mean, obviously
Everywhere.
you notice right away, but it's still a huge mess, and you feel
Forget
like,
to put the drain plug back in.
I haven't done that.
Cross thread it. Gee, I wish I
You
could
did
say
that.
I've never done that.
I wish, I truly do wish that there was somebody I could, like, can you do this really simple job and I can trust you to do it?
Well, it's like last week he asked me if I was going to have someone wrap it. No, I'm just going to do it myself. That's nothing. Anyone could wrap the car. Whatever. It's still I have a hard time with having other people do work for me.
I would let somebody wrap my car.
Yeah,
just
it's
because
nothing, but-
just because I feel like I'm going to end up wasting way more money in vinyl trying to get it done right.
It's not that bad.
I think it's harder than you think it is.
I've done it.
Wrapped cars?
Not a full car, but I've already tried it. It's not that bad.
I've laid down large patches of vinyl. It's a pain in the dick.
We'll do it, Robbie.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me
I'm not worried
have
about it.
like one beer so I can just knock that nerve off. Just that little bit of it's
just
not that big a deal.
sticker.
I'm not saying you can't do it. I don't like laying vinyl. It's
I
a
don't
pain
have-
in the
I don't have a
ass.
problem with it. It's just a big sticker, and you got the heat gun to stretch it. I mean, You got to be patient.
That's true. If it's good vinyl and you got that heat gun, that makes
It
like
just
a
takes
billion
time.
times better.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have to be patient. Like, you're like, even just that gas lid. I didn't pay attention to the time, but like getting around those corners and getting them all smooth took time. I went around to every corner like probably 6-7 times before I finally had them all smooth and to the point where I could cut it. Just takes time. Patience.
That'll be a day. Let's move on.
NASCAR pulls their head out of their ass and adds a Roval to their playoffs.
That's what they call it now. It used to be the chase. Now it's the playoffs.
It's the championship.
I figured you'd have something to say about that.
It's the bracket, Robbie.
Yeah, whatever.
What's your,
you call it playoffs.
But did you watch the video of the course?
I haven't watched like as they. I've seen the clip of it, but
I
like,
watched him do a full lap on it with a cup car.
It's gonna be a fucking clusterfuck.
It looks awesome.
It's cool, but
I want to do that with a cup car. It looks pretty sweet. Made a good noise.
I was really, really excited about this.
it's gonna be really cool. But they're gonna go from being able to run 4 wide to 2 wide max, and it's just gonna be a bumper car fest.
Didn't
the
it?
whole
Isn't
race.
that what the last race was? Weren't they all? Didn't only 12 cars finish the last race?
I can't remember.
That's what I remember. They were
Yeah.
But,
crashing
like,
into each other.
Like as you're watching this car go around, there's not a lot of room, and then when they go to the corners, like nope, one car. They're gonna go single file more often than not, and they're gonna crash.
It's just
It's
sports
cool.
car racing.
It's
That's
cool.
I mean,
Don't get me
It's
wrong.
not any different than sports car racing.
Where is it? They're doing it at Charlotte Motor
Charlotte
Speedway.
Motor Speedway. Which isn't Charlotte the like kind of triangular one? We're not the right people to be asking these questions.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, I was
Cool.
pretty sure it was. It looks like a rounded triangle, kind of.
Yeah. See, kind of.
Oh no, that's not the one I was thinking of.
No,
That is the road course.
That is the road. Yeah, this is the road course, but
But that looks. This might actually make me watch a NASCAR
gonna
race.
come-
it'll be an interesting race.
It's like
because I
V8
wanna s-
supercars.
Well, so they've had road course races before, but they didn't matter because they weren't in their playoffs.
The
or
chase.
whatever. The chase, the playoffs, whatever it's called. So like they were inconsequential. Yes, they were
Waste of
races.
time.
Okay, it happened. It's fun. Sonoma's a great track for that. That was really cool. Lime Rock, I think, is the other one they do. Okay, fine, whatever. But then they don't matter. This one actually matters. And, for points and stuff like that. I just think I think it shows a shift in automotive racing culture.
yeah, I'd say so for sure.
The fact, because I've read articles about where NASCAR's polled their fans, and a lot of people have said, I like the road races. Let's get more of those. And half the reason NASCAR hasn't been able to add more is because a lot of the facilities can't hold a NASCAR crowd.
Right.
So I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be good for the racing that we do because it's,
Get people into other types of racing.
yeah, people will see this.
Yeah, because you know what that translates to at a grassroots level. NASCAR is dirt track racing. That shit is popular,
Right.
as we've said before. So,
And so I think that, people will see Roval, they'll enjoy it, they'll think, well, maybe I should try it. And they'll go out there and they'll do track days. And they'll maybe move up into
Man.
club ranks and stuff like that, And I think that this is going to be good for all of us. I'm excited about it.
Me too.
I think variation in NASCAR would be good as well.
yeah, I mean,
It's kind of the
just
same thing.
going to a different oval track
It's-
in a
yeah.
different city isn't.
So you know what you do then? You crash into each other because that makes it more interesting.
Or bunch them up.
Bunch them up.
They're not going to sit or they talk about, well, this surface is different. I don't care. That's not cool. That's not interesting.
Or they talk about heritage. They go
Well,
to
no, they'll talk about like
Indianapolis.
I don't, they'll say like Indy's got lots of grip and Charlotte's really loose, because of different surface materials or whatever. Like, that's what you guys have to talk about. That's what you're breaking down. Is no,
Bro, they
stop
should
it.
they should hire us to do the CNBC NASCAR, the pre-show. You know what I mean? We would do the best pre-show.
Yep.
I
Nope.
wish that you could get like a live stream with no broadcaster on it.
Just a straight stream of it.
We
Yeah,
could do that.
like if you could find a straight stream of
And
it,
then we just do
we
it.
do it. Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, your microphone.
Stop
Oh,
touching
what did
things.
you do?
What did I
Talking
do?
to your
Don't
microphone.
tou-
Don't touch the
don't
microphone.
touch it.
Don't touch
Is
it.
it working?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
I try to move it away from me because I breathe, Darth Vader-ish. So
I think it's okay. now.
sorry.
Is that it for NASCAR news?
Yep.
They're
And
going to
then,
turn left and right, so that's good.
which means they're going to crash a lot.
Yeah. Turn right for
Speaking of crashing a lot, a figure eight racer has been tased and arrested for an on-track incident, which is nuts. Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did watch the video. The description was terrible compared to the video. They're like, there was a small altercation.
was
One
not
of them got
small.
spun out, and then there was a crash. It was like, no,
No.
dude, that's not what happened at all. It's not even close to what happened. It's not even close to what happened. So, whatever. They were going back and forth, bashing into each other. One of them, so the two guys' names, do you remember what they were? It was Sean Cullen and Jeffrey Swinfold.
Yep.
Swinfold. So, they're going back and forth. I think it was Cullen that spun out Swinfold. And so he lost his fucking mind after that.
Well, they both kind of crashed, and then Colin was up on the bank a little bit.
Yep,
off track.
his steering was broken.
Yep.
So he is where he is. He's on the bank of this track. It's kind of a small roval thing, I suppose. Figure
of,
eight
yeah.
roval-y thing. It's a kind of a figure eight course. So he's on the oval. We got to go red flag, I guess, in that case. We got to shut her down because he's
Yeah, you
stuck
get him
there.
out of there.
He's stuck there.
Swinfold.
Swinfold loses his mind, just goes crazy, and he drives up there. There must have been some altercation, but then he's facing the wrong direction, does like a 180, like a literal drop the clutch, 180 the car around, facing him, and just hammers it, and parks his car on top of the other dude's car, Cullen's car. He parks his car on top of Cullen's car.
Yeah.
And there's not
they're crazy.
on top of it. I can't emphasize enough. His car was on top of the other
Did
car.
damage to his own vehicle for sure.
He messed him up.
Lost his
'Cause
mind.
You could see the wheel of Cullen's car is completely bent over. Like, it's damaged. Well, the funny thing was, like, when he starts to do the 180 and starts, like, it looks like a donut.
Yeah.
He's starting to burn out, and the crowd's like, yeah, woo! And then all of a sudden he goes slamming right into the other car.
Silence.
No, they cheered.
No, they
Everybody was freaking out, dude. They're like
Yeah.
cheering,
I watched it on
screaming,
mute, so I didn't
cheering,
get that
screaming,
part.
and then when Cullen, like, he's throwing his gloves and shit at his helmet, people, woo! Get wild!
Yeah, Cullen gets out of his car, and then Swinfold stays in his car, but Cullen gets out and it's just like starts punching him.
punching through.
And then the cop has
I
to
saw
come.
that.
The cop comes.
The cop comes flying out there with his taser.
there was like one moment where he's like, stand down, and he kept doing it. He's like, all right, I guess you're getting tased today, son.
tased them. They both got arrested.
On track.
Yep.
That's got to be like one of the first times people have been arrested on the track.
And Swinfold's banned for life.
Good.
That was serious aggression there. The parking of the car on top of the
So
other.
It
crazy.
seems a little over the
Damn,
top,
son.
especially in a figure eight race where they
You guys crash into each other all the time.
Yeah, like,
That's
Like,
kind of
all
part
the
of the
time.
deal.
yeah. There's no getting around that.
Nope.
It's worse than circle track racing.
You-
There's an intersection on the racetrack.
And that track was really small.
It was a
so there was
fast,
all
small
kinds
track,
of
too, 'cause it was
crashing
banks.
into each other. Man,
yeah.
God, I want to do eight.
Shit got wild.
I want to do figure eight races so
no.
bad.
Why do you want to do figure eight
It
races?
looks so
Robbie?
exciting.
I don't want to deal with it the next day when I'm in pain.
Well, I don't want it to be my car. I want someone to like sponsor me. To
When
do
I
it.
was
I don't want all the.
When I was younger and
Aches
I
and
went to
pains.
those all the time, I knew a bunch of people that were out there. Watching those people's wives
Oh, I'm sure.
is you've never seen anxiety until you watch the wife and children. Because of course they're like roughly our age,
Yeah.
the people doing it. So they have like 3 to 5 year old kids,
Young kids.
and so they're just like, "Woo, go, daddy!" And she's over there like in
I
tears.
hate my life. This is
the
terrible.
worst decision
Oh my
Everything's
God,
going
man.
well, and she's still crying.
Yeah.
I could see that.
You couldn't take Jess. You'd have to leave her home.
No, she'd be. No, couldn't do it.
A wreck.
She's super happy to find out that all the like the Muay Thai and kickboxing stuff I did was way before we met. Like,
Even that's
she-
pretty
like
safe.
if I would have done my goal of a cage fight, if I would have finally been able to get through there, she wouldn't have been able to go. And
Interesting.
And to me, that's like nothing. That's like
Seeing some of the rollerblading stuff probably would have kind of
yeah,
pushed
a little.
her over.
If she
too.
would have been there for it, like I think
Right,
it
that's
would've-
what I mean. Like if she'd have been at the park
Yeah.
watching us do those stupid things.
God, I miss that.
Me
so,
too.
so I gotta get
like a lot here lately.
you gotta get some roll protection in that car, Robbie.
Different car. I would like to have a different car.
Well, roll protection, 4 points. You know,
Yeah.
you could do a 4 point in that car still, just for safety, because we care about you, Robbie, and we care about your well being.
Thanks.
Yep. Just saying.
Just avoid the door bars and it's not an issue.
It's true.
Well, except for when we go to like IFO and then I'll require door bars because I'm gonna be up on your ass.
I have no intention.
He's
of-
never
I
gonna
don't-
go anywhere.
I don't want to
He's never
tandem
gonna
that car.
He's like, I'm just, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm just gonna do road courses where there's lots of space, and it's just for
I'll
time.
be out
Screw
here,
all
I'll
you.
be out here by myself, and
There's a reason I bought it, or there's a reason I have not sold my front wheel drive car yet. I'm just saying.
I'll be honest. I have more fun. I had more fun at the PDX than I did at the drifting. I would
you know
rather
what?
be doing that.
You
to
know
be
what? I
honest.
100% understand why.
Yeah.
Not saying that that's what I want to do.
No, I get it.
I just 100% understand why you don't want to do that, because you have to have a complete disconnect with your car.
Yeah, and I don't. So that with the car I have now, I much rather enjoy PDX time, whatever you want to call it. Like, you know, eventually maybe hopefully time attack, but like something where it's the car and me and the track, and you know, someone else out there but nowhere near me.
If you had a $2,000 beater, this would probably be a different
If
conversation.
I could pick up a
You could have bought that
S13.
$1,500 13 with the motor
Yep,
and got all
and
that
I got
together.
that caged
Yep.
and a specific
I
car
get
for
it.
it, I'd be all about it.
There's
get
too
it.
much sentimental value and
Well, that
it's
car
just
stuff
especially.
tied to
you know,
that specific.
Well, and drifting
car.
was never the goal, so I never built it for that. So
We just
gonna
talked
be-
about how goals change, Robbie.
I'm
Right.
going to
but
be
even with
brutally
that-
honest with you. I don't even know why you're doing it. You don't have to do it.
well, I have to
Do you
try
want to
it.
do it?
Drifting?
Yeah. Don't feel any peer
I really
pressure.
don't feel like I want to do it in that car.
Okay,
anymore.
don't do it then. Like I don't even
Well,
know.
again,
I
that
don't
was
even know
kind of
why
like
you do it.
I knew like, when it was so wet. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna be in the dirt all day long.
Yeah.
Nope, not.
You would have ruined a back bumper there for sure.
What? That's coming off.
Yeah, you
anyways, but
would've
that's for another
broken
reason.
some
Well, yeah, but removing it yourself and having it removed forcibly is two very different
True.
situations.
It's true. God, I need another car.
Yeah,
And
you
then
do, because you got all that
and
space
again,
in that shop.
I've already talked Jess into a trailer, so she's all for that. I got too
Your
many-
life,
I got,
Robbie.
I got too many things to buy and not enough money to buy them.
I know. It's the perpetual
See,
problem, isn't it?
I went and got the house and the garage and the shop, and I'm like, I have all this room for it now,
Ah,
but no money to buy it.
no money to
Word
buy any
up,
of this stuff.
Robbie.
I know. Oh well.
It's tricky. It's a
There-
tricky situation
There will be the day soon, ish.
when it happens.
Yeah.
It all
Yeah.
comes together, and
Someday it'll come together.
you live in Nissan land where you all have Nissans.
Yeah. No, I don't know. You guys ready to wrap this up?
I believe so. I think that was it, wasn't it? As far as news
Yeah, I
and
think-
other
Just
stuff
one
goes.
quick final note on the figure eight thing. Those are crazy looking cars.
Those are pretty rad cars.
They like have these crazy wings going on there and stuff, kind of like sprint car style wings. I don't know what's going on.
I don't
there.
even
That's
know
quite
what-
the deal.
I don't know. I really don't know shit about that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's weird to me. So, I've seen dedicated figure eight cars, but not like that before. That was an interesting
Yeah,
deal.
I agree. Don't forget mypetrolbox.com. Figure it out. Code 10tenths with an S on the end. Type in all that stuff in the checkout. It's really that simple.
Seriously, you won't be disappointed with it. It's super, super cool.
It's way fun.
I was really jazzed up to get home and open that up
The
today.
novelty value is high, and then it's actually got quality items in it.
Yeah.
So,
Do
what
it.
more can you
Useful
want?
things. I was super excited about the contents of this month.
And then don't forget, go to the group, the Facebook group. Sign up for that. Instagram, Facebook. Follow those pages as well.
YouTube.
YouTube. This is a good episode for YouTube, although you've already listened to it at this point. So you should probably just go watch the video as well. Why not?
Yep.
Get wild with it.
Watch it twice.
And then I think that's it. We don't really have any events coming up. It's the end of the season.
Projects.
Projects. Talking to people. Projects. We were going to do a declaration of what we're going to do for winter. We should probably do that at some time. And then not do any of those things.
Yeah.
And then, and then have one in March. We're like, yeah, I got like half those things done. And then I changed my mind. I just had to paint my car. Stuff like that.
Hey, it happens.
Shit
Ran
like
out
that
of money
happens.
again.
As long as
Weird.
you're doing things, it's all that matters.
Well, that's a problem too, because usually you're like, oh, okay, it's winter. I'm gonna take some little time, do this, do that, and then all of a sudden it's February, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, then you did like 20 other things
Shit.
and it wasn't what you wanted.
Right? Yeah, I didn't mean
Throw
to
it
do
back
any of those
together and something falls off.
things. Gets wild. So I think that's it, really. Let's just wrap this up.
Yep, see you next week.
See ya.